Do your own research and due diligence before investing in any company. The information I provide is in no way or manner a professional suggestion to purchase shares in any publicly traded company. I am not licensed to provide financial advice, and this should be considered entertainment. These stock profiles are intended to be trading ideas, a starting point for research. Any individual who chooses to invest in any securities should do so with caution. Investing in securities is speculative and carries a high degree of risk. You may lose some or all the money that is invested. Always research your own investments and consider consulting with a registered investment advisor or a licensed stockbroker before investing. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Salman back in the building. Episode 100, man. I can't believe I've put up this many episodes. I can't believe I put up this many episodes. 100 episodes. Combined well over, I think I put 400, but well over 500 hours. 500 hours of penny stock talk. And I'm still not at my Michael, what's his name? Gladwin or Michael Malcolm something's 10,000 hours. Where you truly become a master of your craft. 10,000 hours. What's going on, everybody? People slowly coming into the chat room. Great day today on the markets for OTC players. I think it was a little bit boring for guys who, trade the bigger plus stocks. The market overall was pretty sideways, but, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I'm starting to think this 20,000 shit is not going to happen at all. I'm starting to think is it not going to happen, or is this going to be this elusive, elusive number we never get to? Yes, indeed. Jamal Lewis, 3 hooks. Joel Flores, Bat Scientist, what's good? 00, Jason Carr. Who else is in the house? Junior L. Frank Alone Joe. Spartan Financial, what's good, man? Bad Scientist was first in the building. Yes, indeed. Jamal Lewis in the building as well. Ryan Gets It, what's good, man? Let's go ahead and get the show started. And, I think first and foremost, I just have to thank all of you guys who watch and call into the show. You guys are 100% the reason why I continue to do this. The fact that I can continue to make people feel that they don't necessarily, or they one day they won't necessarily have to wait for a paycheck, but they can put themselves in a position to make money. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the dream for most of us, if not all of us in here. Some of us in here are just, looking to build wealth on the side while you pursue a career. And that's great and fun too. That's great and fun too. But when I started this, that's basically the dream, you know what I'm saying, that I wanted to put out there for everybody. But more importantly, people who are just upset, you feel like, the world is not giving you opportunities to advance, whether it be because of the color of your skin or because you lack education. It's only getting easier to do this. It's only getting easier to do this because we live in a capitalist society. We have providers of this service that allows you to trade on the open markets. It's, the competition is driving costs down. I've gotten books that I've read where people used to pay $70 to do a trade. I'm going to continue this in just a second, but let me have my boy, Mr. Lloyd. What's going on, Mr. Lloyd?
Man. Hold on, what's up? Oh, okay. Man, I cannot. Ooh, I know it's been a long time since you heard from me, man, but let me tell you something.
Yes, it's been a minute, man.
I'm doing options now.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm glad that I started off with sub penny stocks to sub stocks under $5 because I felt like it prepared me. It's like going to the hood, and then
Yes, it really is. I mean, people when I call it the ghetto of the financial world, people laugh at it, but it really is, man. It's the hood, man. And if you can make it there, you know what I'm saying, you can make it anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right, and I feel like it made me more mature, man. Let me tell you a trade that I put in today, and I'm so upset at myself. I'm literally pissed. But I've been paper trading. You know, I took that new job, right? So I've been paper trading each day, and I've been consistently making $200 to $300 within 30 minutes.
Okay.
Now I decided to place my first trade today. All right, and I let me give you the ticker. G as in George, D as in Delta, X as in xylophone, GDX.
Okay.
I saw it last night, and I decided to buy the 7-cent calls. They were only 7 cents.
Okay.
That means, for you guys that don't know options, 7 cents equates to $7 per contract. I bought 10 contracts, which was $70. It took 18 minutes for me to make $140, which is 100% of what I put in. I made it in 18 minutes.
There it is.
If at 8:35, when I got to work, sat down, turned on the computer, I would have been up $560. And the most I would have lost from this trade would only been $70. Now, when I play penny stocks or regular stocks, I put $1,500, $2,000 in here.
Way more than Oh yeah. Now, Mr. Lloyd, how much did you expend on this trade again? Can you say that again?
I paid $70 for this. I bought 10 contracts at $70.
Jeez.
Now I'm still working on finding these type of plays, but what I've learned is that when you play the sub-penny plays, I think you have more respect for the market. So I had basically, I got game jumped. Now I understand how to survive, and I think, understanding fundamentals, technicals, and then you will develop your own style. There's really no, to me, in my opinion, from learning since May, there's really no. Yes, you can learn from YouTube and books, but all those guys have their own techniques. You have to develop what you feel comfortable with in the environment that you're in. I know for myself that I only have 30 minutes to trade. Some people have all day. Some people can, do 5 minutes, or some people want to do years. It's whatever you feel comfortable with. But don't feel like you have to adjust yourself to the person that you're watching. You need to figure out how you need to do it. And so I found out myself that I can do this within 30 minutes. And I think initially when you first start, you get that greed in your mind because you have that high expectation that you want $500, $600, $700. And by doing the paper trade each day, I've kind of trained my mind like, okay, it's okay to make $200. Right. It's okay to make $150. Yeah. But I remember when I was making $150 and I laughed at it, like, oh man, that's shit. I need more than that.
Yeah, I remember when you used to, hold in positions because you felt, $2,000 or $3,000, if you remember, wasn't enough for you. I remember those days, man.
Right. But you know what? So let me tell you about this $70 trade. If I would have put, let me get my calculator open real quick. And let me give you this option calculator, man, so you can pull it up, so I can show you.
Yeah, I'm about to pull up this. I'm looking for these GDX, and by the way, he's talking about the VanEck Victor's Gold Miners ETF.
I have no clue about the company.
Yep. And it's an ETF, so it's a ton of little companies within it. But yeah, I guess it measures gold and what's it doing. But yeah, man, I mean, very cheap. Look at these cheap options, like 10 cents, 12 cents, 2 cents.
So if I would have put in, and I'll put the calculator up, and if you can just click on that link and go to long calls, I'll give you the parameters I put in, and I want you to post and show what the potential profits is, because I was literally kicking myself in the ass today about what I could have made if I knew what I knew today.
Okay, so symbol is obviously GDX.
Okay, and I want you to put in the $21 call at the 81-cent mid, whatever that is. The $21.
So price per
Oh, we're gonna get to December 30th.
All right, let's see here. Let me select the $21 call. December 30th, 21 is at, they're asking
81. Just select the 81.
It's at 84 now, though. But I mean,
But it's okay. Just like whatever, either one. It don't matter.
Okay,
Just go
all right.
to the 21.
Okay.
All right. Now I want you to change the price per selection to 7 cents. Okay.
price per option to 7 cents. Okay.
And I want you just for shits and giggles put 20 contracts, and then go
20
to
contracts.
add calculation to, or excuse me, click the calculate. You got to agree, then that calculate.
And then calculate.
I got in at 20.56. Now the stock's at 21.94.
Yeah.
Now look at the 21.67. You see it on the side there?
21.60. Yeah, it's saying the profit could have been as much as.
Go down to the bottom and change that risk, the maximum risk
Okay.
to profit loss dollar value.
Let me see here. Profit loss value. Okay. Hopefully, I'm doing this right.
Yeah, you got it.
And then when I see the line, right, where it's like the line.
Yeah, so basically you see the 21.67
21.67.
on as far as on the 29th of December. We're looking at the price we're looking at the green.
Let me see if I'm doing this right, because I think I probably should. Hold on here. Let me see if I can do this, because I do want everybody to see this. Let me see if I can I do it in here. Profit. Ah, damn it! Took the whole.
Piece, I'm still studying the Greeks, but I realize that for the longer term trades, I feel like the Greeks matter. But when you're trading in 15, 20 minutes, I mean, the only thing I'm really concerned about is really the delta. As far as how much money is going in there. But I mean, if you're trading high value stocks and not,
so
$2 or $3 stocks.
GDX buy.
Okay,
We're gonna select the call. We're looking at the $21. You said 21.
Yeah. So $21
81.
84 cents. It don't matter, but change the price to 7 cents.
All right, 20 calls.
No, 21.
Oh, 21. 21 contracts though. 20 contracts.
No, we're gonna do 20. Yeah, we're gonna do we're gonna do 20 contracts.
All right,
but you got to change the price from 84 to 7 cents.
All right. So then I agree. Calculate. All right. Then I get this big old green and stuff bar.
Go down to the bottom and check from the go down to where it says change output type and change it to
the profit loss, but stay under table, right?
Yeah, the table.
Okay. All right. So now, what's the price at right now?
21. It's after hours. It's 21.94.
21.94. So if you would have kept that
December
December 30th, it would have been a $1,700 return.
Off $140.
There it is.
And
wow.
I pumped thousands into other stocks, man. Thousands. And I don't get this type of return.
Wow.
So just go back up and I want you to put 120 contracts at the top. This is something typically I would put in. So if you go back up and put 120 contracts in there, which would be
120 contracts. That would have been only less than $1,000, dude. Are you kidding
$840
me?
and go look at the price. From
All right, so let's go ahead. I calculated, and that's and ladies and gentlemen, this is bearing in mind we got the same results. Okay, so let's not go too crazy. You guys know what we're talking about here. And again, the price is at 21.90 right now.
21.94 after hours.
So
and it's $840 you put into there.
That would have been a return of $10,200 if you would have sold it at close. Oh my God.
So that's why you ain't heard from me, Sal, because I'm so in disbelief.
Yeah.
But I think going through what I went through at first, all the losses, the bankruptcies, the hypes,
Yeah. Yeah.
the money that I have losing right now, the bags that I have don't even matter at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably got about $3,000 in bags, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, because you know you're going to get it all back anyway.
And when I bought those 7-cent contracts, don't ask me how I found them, because I'm still working on that. So I don't want, I know there's a lot of people out there that are hungry.
No, I mean this is stupid liquid. I mean this is I just while we were talking I just did most liquid ETFs and it goes right up. So I can definitely see why people trade this. Is very, very liquid. It's in the top 50.
Right. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm just trying to figure out how I can find these each day. But I think studying charts prior to getting to options, because there are people that are trading options without even looking at charts.
Yeah.
They're just using Greeks.
Yeah.
And so right now I'm teaching my wife, how to do this. And because she said, well, I want a second job. Why have a second job when you can do this?
Yeah. Wow.
So the risk, I mean, $70. I like I like options better because you never lose more than what you put in. Even though sometimes it fluctuates really quick, that's because if you lose really fast, I mean, the problem is you have to know how to read charts. I mean, to me, that's if you're going to trade options, you have to learn how to read charts. People do it without it. I don't know how they do it. But like I said, it's how you develop your own method, just like you have your own method. But it made me so sick today that I could have been up $6,000 off a $140 investment.
Yeah.
Just think about if you bought it at the $18 on Tuesday. So go back to Tuesday and put in at $18 at 7 cents.
All right, so let's do that real quick. So select the option. Well, I don't know why I can't go back in time.
No, yes you can. So go back and select the $18.
Let me see here. Okay, so the 18 up here.
Yeah, where you selected the 21. Just go to select the 18, but change the price to 7 cents.
7 cents. Oh, damn, it's $3.85 now. You saying it was 7 cents? All right, so let's say 7 cents. And how many contracts are we doing this time?
We're gonna do 20.
All right, so let's do 20. $140. Shit. My nigga, Mr. Lloyd, this is great. Let me see here. I'm going to calculate that. All right, so let's say it's 7 cents, 20 contracts. And if we cashed it out today at $21.94, give or take, let's just give it $22. That would have been $7,900.
And how much did you risk?
Only $140. $140, man. Yeah, and that's if you've been holding. Yeah, that's absolutely right. If you had been holding this contract, yeah.
Tuesday,
yeah.
Until today.
Damn.
$7,900 off
I couldn't imagine that kind of return, man. That's absolutely insane. Mr. Lloyd, you there?
I'm here, man. And like I said, I know I've been MIA for a minute, man. But the thing of it is that, I mean, my whole life is getting ready to change, and so I need to make sure that I need to find out. Like I said, when you take away something or make your, if you get hungry, man, you're gonna go out and find some food, and I'm getting close. However, I've been trying to find stuff where I can minimize my risk.
Yeah. And I think this is it, man. When you just showed us the opportunity to make over $7,000 with a $140 investment, I mean, what can you? I mean, how can you say no to that? You know what I'm saying? How can you say no to that? And what's great about this is that you can make this kind of money going up and down. That Connor is showing us as well too. Shout out to Connor. Exactly. I see him in the chat room. And yeah, this is an opportunity you can make going up and down. It's crazy, man.
So I mean, but like I said, whatever everybody feels comfortable with. I mean, some people feel comfortable trading, the money, and some people feel comfortable trading penny stocks and sub penny stocks. But I kind of see now why Blueberry says he feels disgusted when he talks about OTCs, because the type of returns that I can make here could never equal. And I don't want to. I'm not talking. I mean, I can't talk bad about OTC because I started there. I'm not going to say there's nothing wrong with starting there, but this is making me a believer. And actually, seeing this here is going to allow me to kind of calm myself down. Saying I don't have to put thousands and thousands of dollars into one particular stock, and when I can just focus on trying to find things like this, all you need is one good play. You don't need to have 20 different plays. If you can make $7,000 within,
a week, half a week.
It was 3 days.
Oh,
$7,000 in 3 days. If you can make $7,000 in 3 days, and I would spend all day trying to find stocks like this instead of trying to scalp 5 and 10 cents.
Yeah.
With $500 and you only getting $140. I'm sorry if I'm overly excited, y'all.
No, man. I mean, share the passion because last episode. That's kind of what we talked about, man. Toward the end of the show, I had made some trades on NVIDIA. Going back to when Connor had made that video about NVIDIA, and you could have made $50,000 on $1,000 investment or a $5,000 investment. I mean, that's what this show is about, man. It's about gradually finding our ways and finding what works for you. And we've gotten out to episode 100 and looking back on things, and I mean, this is kind of what the progress is of learning, where you belong in the marketplace and finding your niche. And if that's your niche, man, I am excited for you. I'm excited for the people on the show. I'm excited for the future people you'll be able to help now that you know how to do this. I hope to God that you create Mr. Lloyd's option.
No, man, I ain't going there, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll be selling you my DVD, okay?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I wish you would give it out. I'll sue your ass.
Yeah. But yeah, man, and my thing is, don't feel that you can't call up because you're doing options now, man. It's I know you. Oh
no, man. The reason why I've been holding out is, I mean, I can't be spending 3 or 4 hours on here. I have to focus. But once I get my shit together, we can sit down and bullshit all day. But it's like when you're studying and when you have this to depend on, to live on,
right?
You're gonna put your heart into it.
And plus, you work during the day, so you don't have the type of time just to willy nilly. Right. But man, I Mr. Lloyd, man, I this is awesome. This is great, and it's so crazy because how again, this was something that myself personally, I would never pursued until Connor came around and showed us the kind of gains he was making with as little money as he was putting up. You can't help but be interested in what that is and how that moves and want to be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? And I know some people watching too have realized that he doesn't push as many stocks as he used to. I mean, we're spending a lot of time talking about options lately, but that's just because I can see, just like you, how I can get a lot of people who have only a little bit of money to be able to see, look at the potential to make on little bit of on $300, $400, $500 or less, $200. You just showed us on $140, and you talked about 20 contracts, 100 contracts. This is a $21 stock. I mean, what is that? 20 contracts? That's over 2,000 shares. You couldn't afford that money just straight up cash. You know what I'm saying? And the incredible amount of leverage where you get to play with using options. I mean, it can't be denied, man. It can't be denied.
Right. Connor, it was a $21 strike price, and the expiration was December 30th. Now, you mentioned $5,000, and I know Connor puts in that much, $3 or $4 or $5,000. But if you put $3,500 in that stock,
oh man,
and held it. And held it. Wait a minute, hold on. Let me tell you. On December the 30th.
Oh God.
Let me tell you how much you would have made today with the $18 contracts. So the $18 contracts, and if you sold today with $3,500, you would have been up $186,000.
Wow.
Makes you sick, don't it make you sick?
Yeah.
It makes you sick. It made me so sick when I saw I could have had some that damn what do you call it? That bankrupt play today. So, anyways, I ain't gonna hold up the line, man. But I just had to. You guys out there that are new, I know this sounds amazing. I know that that it seems easy, but it wasn't. I've got my ass whooped for 6 months.
Yeah.
And I dedicated more time to this. I took a lot of time away from my family to study this, and as much as I called and tell you I was holding the bags, that was just because I was just trying to find my way. And I'm not sure if I'm there yet, but I'm getting closer to it.
Now, Mr. Lloyd, before you get off the line, though, can you tell us with any were there any particular books, any kind of DVDs you had downloaded, or anything that kind of helped you, figure it out?
Well, ultimately, it all started with understanding how the equity market works, man. You need to understand how the market works. You can't get into options. How can you bet on a call or a put if you don't know how to read a chart? Right. So it all started with the DVDs you recommended, or just listening to you, or just talking with people and looking at their methods, the RSIs and the candlesticks and the and it may not work for you, but some stuff may work for you. And so I see I'm talking on the phone. Anyways, man, so some stuff may work for you, but you have to basically keep tuning your car until you find out what works best. But if it wasn't for Connor coming on the show and showing his Twitter account and showing how much money he was making, I probably would have never gotten into options. And I think what turned me on, man, is when I on November the 12th, I would never forget the day I was trading with one of the guys in the Discord room one day. I decided to paper trade, and I put $930 into one play at 6:30 in the morning. We talked about it the night before, and I said, okay, I'm gonna paper trade this. I'm gonna see how it is, because he was bringing in $7,000 a week, and I didn't know how he was doing it. I was like, how are you bringing in $7,000 a week? So I said, I'm gonna trade with you. I'm gonna see how it's done. So at 6:30 we woke up. I put in like Alibaba. I don't know exactly what it was, but I put it in. I went downstairs to go get a cup of water, man. I came back up. I was up $1,500 in profits within 2 minutes.
Oh.
And I always had a problem with taking profits. So I said, fuck, I'm gonna just take this $1,500. It's good for me.
Yeah.
And so I just started doing consistent, $200 to $300 a day. And just start taking it, because it's really, if you guys never took profits, that's the hardest thing at first when getting started trading is when do you pull out?
Yeah.
So, there's no magic book, man. It's whatever you feel comfortable with. Every book you read, every video you see, those people, just like yourself, have ways that you develop your techniques, and your technique may not work the best for me. However, I can take something from you, learn something from you, and add a piece to my own vehicle to enhance it. And I'm not going to say I'm 100% there, but seeing this type of risk reward, this is what I need to focus on instead of pumping thousands and thousands of dollars into a sub penny play, and then when you try to sell the 200,000 shares, they only sell 1,000. Now you got the $9.99 fee and 199,000 shares left, and so it's hard to get rid of them because it's not liquid enough. So I will not be the motherfucking bag holder for 2017.
There it is, man.
So anyways, man. So if you don't hear from me for a while, man, you can send me an email. I'm starting this new job on the 23rd. So I'm hoping that I can be more active in the show now that I have a less stressful job. So, and you know what, Sal? And actually, I got to give you credit, man. If you didn't have this show, I wouldn't be where I'm at today, and met the people in the room that are actually there, and just taking everybody's tools and knowledge and bringing it to myself. I wouldn't be where I'm at today, man. I got to thank you for this. Now we're at show 100. Even though you may not be like the Grand Master, Stock Master, but you definitely bringing everybody together to at least meet one another and to share ideas. And that's where it all starts at. It's not just about reading one book and you're ready to go, but you really have to bounce ideas off people because, some people been in the hood a lot longer than than others, and so you really have to respect those and get the knowledge while you can. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, I'm done preaching, man. I know people are like, oh yeah, but anyways, that's all. You'll hear from me again, man. I ain't going nowhere, but just if you got any questions, just let me know. We'll talk more.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much for the call, Mr. Lloyd.
All right, thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Yes, indeed. So, shout out to Mr. Lloyd, man. I mean, I cannot thank him enough. We've been on this episode. I know there are people here, Travie, Mag, Bruce Cole, Three Hooks, Select. I mean, I've seen some of you guys in the chat room, Joel Flores, Connor, Thriller Ali, more people. Some of you guys have been here since, episode 1, episode 3, episode 5, episode 10. So shout out to you guys, man, because you guys have really made this show what it is. I started, the first episode. There were only, I think, 9 people watching. The first episode was 9 people. And that wasn't even like for the whole show. I think it's like we ended with like 4 or 5, And it's just incredible where we are now. I can only imagine where the show will be, a year from now. I'm open to all opportunities that come my way. All I know is I'm going to keep doing this because I love it. And the fact that I know that I'm changing lives doing this, changing my own life. Opportunities are, behind the scenes, they're coming my way. It's incredible. And I'm just grateful that we're sharing and, giving is receiving, man. Giving is truly receiving, because the more that I've given my time, the more it just came back to me in a whole bunch of different ways, not just monetary. So also with this option stuff too, I didn't even go into my option trades that I made today. On last episode, we talked about deep in the money calls, going deep in the money. But it also works the opposite way too. Deep in the money puts. And I played Amazon deep in the money today for some really, really serious gains. We'll take one more call here. 706, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, Sal, my man. This is that Marine that called you about CHIT a couple weeks ago.
Yes, CHIT. It did do a run since you called.
Yeah, I saw you mention me the other day, the Marine. Hey, I'm Scott in your chat room.
Okay,
there,
Scott. Okay, there we go. So, are you still holding? Did you take profits?
Believe it or not, man, I'm still holding it. Okay. I'm going long on it.
Okay.
And I want to ask you, what is it? PLX? Have you seen PLX?
POX.
LX.
PLX. What was that? Protolax or Protolix?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, let me see here. 19% gain today. Looks like it started to take profits toward the end of the day, but no, I wasn't a part of this run at all.
Man, it started yesterday. I had a mere 200 shares in it, and I was thinking, you know what, I got to get some more. I put another $500 down on it.
Okay.
And this thing, from what I'm hearing, the word I'm hearing, this thing's supposed to jump come January.
Okay. Now, why is that? What's going to happen in January?
Well, they just announced on the news that they got a $25 million dollar contract intent to purchase from Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
So it's supposed to be pretty good, is what they're saying. And even after hours right now, it's jumped another 6 points, I think.
Okay.
It gapped up this morning. It's probably going to gap up again tomorrow morning. But my question to you is, what do you think it's going to do future-wise?
You know what, man? This is a new ticker to me. I have never heard of PLX. I don't think.
Well, that's why I'm calling you tonight.
I don't think we've even ever discussed this ticker. That's when you mentioned it, I was like, PLX. Well, I've never heard of it.
I came across it and by chance. I've been making money on it, man.
Let me see here. All right, so overall, it's year to date, it's quite bearish. I don't know, man. It's definitely not something to buy and hold for too long.
No. I'm probably looking at dumping it next week.
Yeah. I would.
I'm trying to hold out for $1. I'm hoping it gets up towards $1.
Well, yeah, I don't know about $1 based on what I'm seeing here. You know what I'm saying? Based on what I'm seeing
That's
here.
what I'm thinking.
But if it does shoot up, personally, I would take gains, as soon as tomorrow based on recent history. You know what I'm saying? I see
Right,
here
right.
early December, it rose and then it dumped on itself. So I go for what the stock has already done because that's the only thing I can base it off of. And this very much looks like another stock I shorted yesterday and part of this morning, which was Gale, and which is the stocks
Gale,
that run and then kind of dump on themselves. So again, I just look for what the stock has done when it rises in the past, and when they shoot up and then they dump on themselves. I just follow that course. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
You sell into the momentum, and then if if it's high enough where it makes sense, then you short into the fall. But for PLX, obviously it's not that expensive. This is a situation where if you get some good gains, take your gains and move on to something else.
What do you think that? I know you mentioned it a couple of days ago. BTCS.
Let me see.
Where are we at?
BTCS. Yeah, this is a situation where you're just gonna have to hold this, man, because BTCS, it's not doing anything that I want to see it doing now. We're still at
Right.
0014, but the fact that it matter is that this is a often pumped OTC play. That if you get it at the bottom of the barrel, you just be a little bit patient. You'll be rewarded down the road. So BTCS.
That's what I want to get your views on. If you're still feeling the same way.
Not much happening right now, but just this is one of those ones. You got it at the bottom. Just sit on it and do some other things while you wait for this to pop off.
That guy you just got off the phone with about them options.
Yeah.
I'm very interested in that. That you can do that on like TD Ameritrade and stuff too, right?
Oh, of course. I mean, yeah, you could do it on any decent reputable broker is going to offer you options. In fact, I don't know of a broker that doesn't offer options along with buying and selling stocks. But
I'll tell you, those options. I don't know. I've been hearing a lot of talk about them and seeing your show tonight. I mean, I learned quite a bit just listening to that gentleman talk. I'm just thinking, man, the profits he's talking about.
Oh yeah,
it's insane.
Oh, it's absolutely insane. And again, I'll post up some little things that I've been doing, and I'll show you some of the returns. And Mr. Lloyd, the returns that and what happens is what's really interesting is that this happens every day. Every day on the markets, you have companies that move 1 or 2%, but they're under the options attached to these underlines move anywhere between 50 to as high as 300, 400, maybe 500%, depending on how strong the move on the stock was. So, and that kind of goes back into the deltas and the Greeks and understanding where how that moves. But that happens every single day.
I'm thinking I'm gonna play around with that because, I mean, like I said, I just put 500 in PTLX or PLX yesterday. If I would have put 500 in options like he was talking about, I couldn't even imagine the returns.
Of course, if you
in the same time frame,
right? If you nailed it just as we pointed out, then of course, I mean those returns were insane,
crazy returns, man. Yeah. But I tell you what, man, I gotta give shouts out to you, man. Your show, since I've come across your shows have just been awesome and so informational. They've helped my trading by leaps and bounds.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it, man.
I mean, it's amazing. I mean, I'm picking up stuff that, like you said, you never heard of PLX.
Yeah.
I'm seeing all kinds of tickers on your show that, hey, let me take a look at it. Next thing you know, I'm buying in. I'm making a couple hundred every day.
There it is, man.
It's sweet, man. You're doing a great job, man. From one veteran to another, man.
Thank you, man.
You're doing it right.
You're
doing it right, buddy. But, hey, I'm not going to keep you on the phone. I'm just going to point out PLX to you. Let everybody in the room know about it if they want to get in and chop off those profits, too.
There it is. Thank you a lot. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for the call.
All right, man. Hey, stay safe and keep doing what you're doing, buddy.
Will do. Yes, sir.
Man. Later on.
All right. So, yeah, appreciate the caller, man. Appreciate the Marine calling up. And PLX, I mean, look, that's a beautiful chart, man. He's winning on this one. He's winning on this one. I can't deny on that one. He's winning on it. You know, the last 5, 6, 7 days in the stock have been great. Now overall, the overall primary trend is horrible. I mean, it's absolutely horrible for the year. So this is definitely not something that you buy and hold. Some people can, well, could it be the beginning of a new trend in the stock? I would wait for some confirmation, but until then, take your profits that you've gained until then. If it rises up, fine. Reevaluate, the stock and what's changed in the financials that could, suggest that, then go long. But other than that, I would take my profits as he's making them, I've heard individuals who talk about selling into your gains, meaning closing out maybe 25 to 50% of the position and then riding the rest out. That's an interesting strategy that I've thought about that you can possibly implement too. So, but I'm a big believer in taking gains. I'm a big believer in taking gains. Yeah, Arbids. Yeah, let me talk about that real quick, because I want to get back into options for just a moment, because I want to give away that Optionetics DVD. A lot of people have different opinions about it, but I think if you want something to sit at home and watch on the comfort of your own time, that 9-hour DVD that I can give away to you guys right now with that link, teaching the definitions and the words, the basics really to what options is, that Optionetics DVD is just the way to go. I honestly believe that. Really getting into the lingo. Obviously, it does get into the later parts of the DVD, get into really kind of, strangles and all, naked calls and all that stuff. That's way out of your league. But for the beginning, let me take this gum out of my mouth, excuse me. For the beginning, I think there's no better DVD to download and watch. Real Biz, this is a company that today, the stock got up to as high as, I want to say almost as high as, I think it was like 680% or something like that. Anyway, the stock soared today. On news that the company had won a $78 million contract to deliver, beef to the Middle East. One that makes no sense at all. That makes absolute no sense. Why would they? What would you be doing delivering beef to the Middle East when, it just doesn't make sense. Two, the company created this so-called food division just 2 weeks ago. Just 2 weeks ago, they announced the hiring of the CEO and blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, they've got a $78 million contract, which the company doesn't even have the money to fulfill. The company has not even half, not even a tenth of the percentage required to fulfill this quote unquote agreement, quote unquote contract. No other company is mentioned in this so-called headline, right? No other company is mentioned. It's absolutely ridiculous. This is pure fraud. It's pure fraud. It's absolutely pure fraud. But play the chart, and if you won on it, man, shout out to you. You're the real MVP. If you won on our biz today, you're the real MVP. But it's a pure fraud, man. Come on, you guys, you can't believe this company actually has a $78 million contract that it got awarded today based on a division that it opened 2 weeks ago. Come on. But you'd be surprised what people would be willing to say and do to make money. We're talking about OTC stocks here. Man. They will say and do anything. And look, they said it and they made it happen. 540% gained on the stock. Treasure Hunter, call back. Treasure Hunter, I saw that was you. Call back. That's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Pull up. Okay, pull up. This company won a $78 million contract. Because I'm so upset that shit like this flies. You know, that shit like this flies, man. And it's crazy because the SEC, right? The SEC will go ahead and, you know, halt stocks like OPTT and, you know, GLBS and a lot of those when those are running based on actual catalysts, right? Because the common everyday man is actually winning. You know, they'll halt those, but shit like this, they'll let run. They'll let run and let people get burned. And you know, and that's who gets burned on shit like this. You know, I want you guys to take a look at this 10Q. I want you guys to take a look at this 10Q. This is a company, and Treasure Hunter, 1 second, I'm going to have you on. I'm going to have you on, Treasure Hunter. All right? This is the company that won a $78 million. Look at this. Look at this. Cash down. Over 100% year-on-year drop in cash. All right? $136,000. This is a company that you're telling me just won a $78 million contract and it has $130,000 in cash. Where are you going to get the money to fulfill the contract of a $78 million? Do you honestly think that a bank will lend you? And people buy. And people buy. So when people tell me, you know, promoting is dead and in stock promotion is, all you got to do is release bullshit like this. All you got to do is release bullshit like this and people buy the stock. They don't fucking care. Many of you people who are watching me right now, you're very intelligent. You actually do some research. But for the most part, a lot of people are not. They're not going to do what we just did. That took us 2-3 minutes to do. They're not going to pull up the 10Q and say, does this fucking company actually have, you know, the resources to do it? And here's the thing. They got hired, or they were awarded to deliver $78 million in beef to the Middle East. There's no beef in the 10K. There's no fucking, and there's nothing about beef in anything. I can't find a single document that has anything to do with how much beef or any food whatsoever that this company's involved in. This is a digital video marketing company. It's a fucking joke. It's a fucking joke. You know? I'm not going to beat a dead horse. Let's leave it alone. But that's our biz. And I feel sorry for the people who are coming home from work today and they see a 540% gain. And guess what? They're going to put orders into it right now. There's a sucker somewhere, probably in, you know, New Jersey or some shit like that, who's putting in an order for $5,000 worth of stock tomorrow in our biz because they think it's going to be a multiple day runner and it's going to crash on them tomorrow. I expect a morning move, a strong morning move. 540%, it's going to be a strong morning move. It's going to be a strong morning move. But you're a sucker long term if you stick in this stock. I think you're a huge sucker. You know what I'm saying? There's a huge sucker. Absolutely stupid. You know what I'm saying? Yes, indeed. All right. That's real biz for you. Quick, I want to touch on the MJNA stocks. In fact, we got Treasure Hunter on the line. Treasure Hunter, what's up, man?
Hey, Sal, before I get started, congratulations on episode 100.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yep. And then again, thank you. You know what I'm saying? If it was for your show, I wouldn't have been, you know what I'm saying, trading as long as, you know what I'm saying, I have been.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yep. And I was going to say, man, you're right about that one play, man. That is definitely a scam. people
Yeah.
said my plays look scary.
Yeah.
Damn, the beef in the Middle East.
I mean, yeah,
Oh,
beef,
man.
beef in the Middle
I don't
East.
know.
I mean, this it's absolutely ridiculous. When they don't have to go too far to get beef. I mean, why would they get it from an obscure, no name company trading out of? I think that company's like based out of like in California or some shit like that. Doesn't even make sense. Absolutely no sense.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say, then again, that options, I read charts pretty good.
Yeah.
I thought about getting into it when I did the stocks, when I jumped into the stocks.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing scared me that, saying that Lloyd got to remind the people is, if you mess up, saying you can lose your whole account,
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, options. Yes, that's the one thing about options. It is. If
can
it
make
goes
money,
against
but
you,
you lose
you
it.
can. But here's the thing, though. Treasure hunter is that you can lose your whole. I'm saying what you've committed to for the trade.
Yeah.
But you put up such little money.
Little
the reward.
money.
Yeah, the reward
Yeah,
far
it's like,
outweighs.
shit, it's worth it, right?
Right, the reward far outweighs the potential losses. I mean,
Yeah,
$140,
you're
dude.
definitely right,
I
right.
buy shoes more expensive than that. So
Yeah.
it's nothing. If that trade were to go against Mr. Lloyd at $140, because his
Yeah,
potential
yeah.
gain is significantly
Yeah,
more
yeah.
likely for me to be willing to risk that.
True that. I burn one of that just and scratch off.
Yeah, I hear you.
You're right. I gotta look more into it. Let me see. Just throw my little plays out there.
Go ahead.
Yeah, my flip that I was in today was EGO.
Yeah. You said EGO, the El Dorado Gold.
Uh-huh.
All right, El Dorado Gold up 5%. All right, this has been it's got a nice little couple days here, man. The El Dorado Gold. This is looks like it's been a great run for almost 2 weeks here. You're up almost $1 a share here in about 2 weeks. Not bad, man.
Yep. And the other one is IAG.
Let's see here, IAG. Let me see here. IAG, I am gold. Now,
Yeah.
gold has been beat up for so long, man. I mean,
I know.
it's
coming back.
yeah. Well, we'll see if it's coming back. I mean, whenever there's
it's a little popping one.
whenever there's anxiety in the markets, people run to commodities. So I'm not surprised to
Oh,
see.
so that's what happened?
Well, I mean, there's anxiety
Market's
because it's
down, so they
been,
went to the gold.
a week and a half. We've been trying to crack 20,000, and all of a sudden, we got these financials slowly kind of giving things back. So there's some anxiety growing here. We got people running for protection, but the moves that I'm seeing right now in these gold, affiliated plays has been more, aggressive than I expected, honestly.
Sure. And look into KLMR. I wasn't into that one.
Let me see.
I mean, that's just
KAMR.
KLMR.
Okay, KLMR.
Yeah, I wasn't in that one.
Okay, so this is KLM Royal Dutch Airlines. Now, KLM, for those of you guys, I don't know if you know anything about aviation, man. This company's been around for years, man, at least 50 plus, 70 plus years. KLM,
Yeah.
let me see, here's the chart here. It looks like it was beat up for some time here. Let's go into a little closer here. Let's get into the last month and a half. Let's see what this looks like here. Okay, looks like these obscure stocks. Trading View's got to find them, but actually, can't really pull it up on a daily. Can I pull it up on a daily? Yeah, it looks like mine. I can't even pull it up on a. It's not even pulling up on a daily chart, so I can't tell you how it looks like. I'm putting in the 1 or 2 and the 3 month, and for whatever reason, I'm not pulling it up. I don't know if it just went live again or something or what. KLMR, OTC. Do they have a big board ticker, or is this like a? Because I have a feeling this isn't KLM's actual. This is maybe like a
knockoff or something like that.
Well, yeah, one of those like a knockoff type tickers where they have like a one that floats in the OTC that's not regulated, but still for whatever reason is floating. So I would be hesitant to trade this. The volume is really low, so I know you're not even putting in that much to begin with.
Yeah, it'd be like that last play. Once you like a sucker move, once you jump in, it'll be like start
Yeah,
crashing.
I wouldn't
Go
fuck
ahead
with
onto
that.
the
So
deck.
yeah, I wouldn't even fuck with it. Yeah,
Yeah, that's I wasn't in it, but just run it by you.
yeah.
But those were two plays, man.
Yeah.
And like you said, congratulations again for episode 100.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, Treasure Hunter.
Anytime, big dog. Keep up the good work.
Appreciate it. Yeah, there's Treasure Hunter. Appreciate it, man. And that's a guy too that's been here for a minute, man. So shout out to you, Treasure Hunter. I'm grateful to have you as a friend, man, and somebody who calls up and is always contributing to the show. You know what I'm saying? Don't care about what anybody thinks about his plays. He just calls up and, hey, this is what I'm doing. Maybe somebody else would like it. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Treasure Hunter for the call, man. EGO. Yeah, EGO. I mean, I want to go back to it because this was the first call he brought up. And I like this, man. I like this. This has been a very aggressive. This is just 5 days. This is just 5 days, man. And this is very aggressive. Looks like it just, jumped off that 200, which was what I love having that 200 moving average on here because I get to see things like this. And sure enough, the stock looks like it's headed right back. This is the 1 year chart. This is the 1 year. So as you can see, it's been beat up, real beat up recently. Gold has, and sure enough, it looks like it's heading back over to that 200. Obviously, on a shorter time frame, it shows that it's above it on a shorter time frame. Obviously, I like to kind of go back in it because I want to see where we are in the trend. Right, so I want to look at the primary trend. We're still trying to recover here from really some highs up there, up in the fives, as high as the fives. In fact, it looks like that's that's the top of the year, was that $5 mark. So you got a way to make up. You got a way to make up. I'd be interesting to see what gold was at that time and where we are and how far we are from it now. So. Be interesting. Nice 5 day chart though, man. I like that. Nice 5 day chart. Nice 5 day chart. I see some people bringing up MJCO. What is that? Majesco. What's going on with Majesco? All right, another stock, another penny stock with a nice little run there, Majesco. That's another penny stock with a nice little run going on there. All right, I'm seeing some leveling out here, though. That brings me to attention here. What happened today on the stock? Looks like it's leveling out just a little bit when you start seeing that straight pattern. That you start seeing in some other ones there. What is that? Majesco, MJCO. I'm gonna write that ticker down just to look at MJCO. But that reminds me, when you start seeing that after a huge run up, you start seeing some of that sideways movement, and then the crash happens. You'll start seeing that sideways move, where it becomes kind of unpredictable, and then all of a sudden, okay, and it starts giving it all back. Really interesting to see. And this is Genesis Healthcare, which is kind of, I was really excited about it because I love the run, but I had to go ahead and get out of there because I wasn't sure what was going on. Yeah, especially yesterday. I wasn't sure what was going on. I was like, okay, let me save what little I have left and get up out of there on Genesis Healthcare. All right. What else? If you guys also, I hope you guys appreciated that call I made on Tuesday to get the hell up out of MMEG. MMEG, on Tuesday, I said this was, this was it. This was it for the stock. I mentioned that on the 27th. And sure enough, yesterday and today, it's just been completely ugly in MMEG. A lot of people think that MMEG is coming back. I don't think it's coming back. I don't think it's coming back. It might retest the 40s. Could retest the 40s, but I personally don't think so. I think, you got a lot of other great catalysts out here on the move. I think OTC players are taking their money elsewhere. I just don't think, if you're one of the people who think you're going to be able to buy here on this dip, I think you're going to be sadly disappointed on MMEG. I just feel that way. All right. EXG or EXK. Okay, EXK. Endeavor Silver, again, another strong commodity plays. We've gone in those cycles before. I mean, we have shows that we were just based on commodities. Hey, gold is running, silver is running. You can go back to some of these episodes, especially when Brexit situation happened. Did you remember how gold and silver ran during Brexit? It was absolutely insane how those ran during that time. You just, again, have to be very cautious when these start to turn against you. All right, you've got to catch these, enjoy the run, and watch them. EXK 13% gain today on the stock. And when you start seeing, when we crack 20,000 and we start continuing to move, I think you start reevaluating. You start watching the price of gold, watching the price of silver, and if confidence comes back to the stocks, like it was the day after or 2 weeks after Trump was elected, then I dump these and get back into some of those fast-moving stocks that are now slowly giving away some gains. All right. Select start. It's not happening. It's not happening. I'm right with you. Select start on that. Right with you, bro. Right with you, bro. Lee, I'm about to touch on that in just a minute. What is that? ROX. Castle Brands, distillers and wineries. Don't know much about ROX. Nice looking chart though. Nice looking chart. Looks like it's doing its thing on ROX though. I don't know. It's just gonna have to find its way. I like the way it's flagging to the right like that. Although I would love to see it a little bit straighter than that, but we'll see. The volume not too bad at 700,000 shares. Average is 100,000. So we're almost seven times the going volume. 7 times the going volume. So we'll see. We got a lot of people calling in here. One moment, please. We'll get to you in just a bit. I want to find that article that I passed out on Tuesday. Again, this is that article on options, and again, we're slowly kind of moving into that direction. Not saying we'll never play stocks. I would never say that. I mean, that's just absolutely ridiculous because at the end of the day, these OTCs and these small cap stocks, you can make, the 200, 300% as well. It takes a couple days or maybe a week or two, but you can make those kind of returns in these too. All right, don't fool yourself. But there was an article I passed around on Tuesday called How to Make 100% a Month Trading Deep in the Money Call Options. Now, you can reverse this as well and say puts as well. And that's exactly what I did today. I want to put this article by Option Whale into the chat room real quick, And it was really interesting today playing options. I want to put up the chart to Amazon today. So Amazon, and let me see here. I know I have Connor. I think Connor's still in the chat room. And Connor, there's the Discord room. And by the way, Connor, put in your YouTube. I think you already have earlier, but let the people join you on the YouTube and follow him, Mr. Options himself. And he told me, he actually just does it when the market opens up. I mean, when the market opens up, that's when he, decides to go with whatever stock he's looking at. He kind of jumps aboard. All right. He's not looking to, predict anything. He's not looking to, be a wizard. He's just basically, following the flow of the market. And that's exactly what I wanted to do today. And I just wanted to follow the flow of the market as we had talked about yesterday on Twitter. I just hit him up. I was like, man, how do you do it, man? How do you find these incredible gains like that? He's like, I just follow the flow. I don't try to judge. I don't try to guess. When the market opens, I see where these stocks are. And, what you learn about Amazon is that whatever it does pretty much to start the morning, it kind of stays on that track. It'll pull back a little bit, but it stays on that track. As you can see here, on the 23rd, started up higher, moved up, and then pretty much ended up the day higher. You know what I'm saying? When it opens up, it pretty much stays to where, it kind of needs to be. You need to kind of catch it really quickly and might have to turn around and sell really quickly as well. But that's exactly what he does. And you've got to move kind of quickly in these, for you to really kind of get the profit that you looking for, or at least what's going to make it worth it. And I can show you guys. Let me see here, because I took just a little snapshot of it. Let me see here real quick. Here is the December 30 780 put. Again, deep in the money options. These are not they're not necessarily cheap, but they're not the pennies that Mr. Lloyd is playing, but they're still relatively cheap. I mean, it's a couple thousand, right? Couple thousand. These calls were $3-4, not necessarily today, but yesterday. They were dirt cheap yesterday, and was able to make a really good return on these calls. All right, really good return on these calls. Deep in the money. You don't even have to go. You don't have to be trying to decide. All right, is it going to pass 765? Is it going to pass 768? I just go for deep in the money, in the direction where the stock is going. I get deep in the money and I guarantee my profits. And more importantly, I get a high delta. I get a very, very high delta. Now, you can get these cheap. Depending on what you're looking at, you can get these cheap. Here's another one. All right, here's another deep in the money option. All right, these are puts. Deep in the money. Not trying to, remake the wheel. I'm not trying to, I'm just looking for, and again, these are not the returns that Mr. Lloyd has, because Mr. Lloyd is pretty much like at the money or just out of the money and it's coming into him. You know what I'm saying? And so those returns are absolutely insane when you're you're at the money or just outside the money and the stock is coming to you. You can make a ton of money doing that. But I love the guaranteed income that you can get trading deep in the money options. Love it. All right, love it. All right, so just want to show you guys the kind of returns you can get there. These are the kind of returns you can get there on these deep in the money options. All right, and here it is. Here's the play right here. The stock was down just under 1%. It got to a low of, actually, the high was, I want to say it was like 1.7%, 1.8%, 1.7, 1.8. It kind of worked its way back up. I don't think we're oversold yet. In fact, Connor, if you want to call up, Connor, and kind of give us an idea. I know you're not into predicting things, but we're actually in a really nice little funnel here, for Amazon. And I'm sorry for all my trend lines here. I've been following this. I love Amazon options, man, because they're just so liquid and they move just so beautifully. And the fact that you can play them either way. They're not cheap, though, but I love the way they move, and I can get in and out of them quickly. You say I'm going to change my name to Option Millionaire. I don't know about that. But before I forget, let me give you guys a really great book, Options for the Beginner and Beyond, Unlock the Possibilities. This is one that I have on my PDF right now. It's a $30 book on Amazon right now. If you have uTorrent or BitTorrent, you need that first in order to click that Pirate Bay and download it. That's one great book as well. But, Optionetics, of course, that's the DVD, man. I can't tell you really how great it was to have that available to us. Again, in order to download those, you click Get This Torrent on that website, but you need to have either uTorrent or BitTorrent installed on your computer. You need a computer to watch these. All right, you need a computer to watch these. Geeky Trader, I'm not really worried about the VPN thing. If you're downloading movies, you shouldn't be using torrent sites to download like movies and shit like that. Just go ahead and get yourself like a Fire Stick that's jailbroken, and you can watch all the movies you want. Don't download movies. Just get yourself a jailbroken Fire Stick and leave the torrent sites for educational purposes and shit like that, because they're not going to come after you for that shit. All right, they're just not going to come after you for that. All right, but you know, you're downloading DVDs, movies, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Just go ahead. Yeah, Kodi. You know what I'm saying? There it is. Get yourself like a Kodi or some shit like that. You know, but there it is right there. That Optionetics link right there. It's 9.5 hours DVD. It's everything you need to know to understand what is options. How do you make how do you make money in options? The lingo, everything from the beginning all the way to advanced, all in that 9 hours, 9 incredible hours. And don't digest it all in one day. Obviously, you know, get it in parts, take your notes, study it, but you're going to learn all the lingo that you need to, you know, understand options. Grown man, what do you mean you can't see the chart, dude? What are you talking about? Grown man, I still don't see the chart. What are you talking about? We got a guy in San saying he can't understand, he can't see the chart, dude. The chart is right on your screen, dude. What chart can you not see? Let me see here. T-Log. Yeah, okay, so T-Log, is T-Log, was this a delisted NASDAQ play? I think this was a delisted play. Right? Or maybe I'm off. T-Log, the OTC T-Log, I want to say it was a NY NASDAQ delisted stock. The chart that you're looking at, you're supposed to log. No, sir, you're just supposed to watch me, grown man. You're supposed to watch me. You don't have to log into anything, bro. This is my screen. I'm sharing my screen with you guys. You guys just sit back and enjoy the show. You take notes of whatever, you know, tickers you're interested in. But there's nothing you got to log into or anything like that. He said, is there a Cliff Note version? That's hilarious. Let me tell you something. Any DVD out there that is involving any kind of finance related topic that's less than like 3 hours, it's not considered credible. It's not considered credible because this industry, this trading is considered so, what's the word for it? There's so many ways and how intricate it is and how complicated it is that anybody who's offering you, an hour DVD or a 30-minute prep, it's considered a fraud. That's why anytime you see a DVD out there, it tends to be 3 hours plus. Because anything less than that, then people look at it and say, you must not be giving all the information. You must not be really, giving us the details. Or maybe you're already, speaking to someone who's advanced in the topic that you're talking about. And now you're just getting pretty much, giving the meat and potatoes. And you expect the individual who's watching to already know everything. You know what I'm saying? To already, know what to talk about. What's this AVIR? This guy pretty lubed up. What is it? What's good about AVIR, man? What's good about AVIR? This chart looks horrible. AVIR looks like it had a really impressive September. Gave it all back in October, and it looks like it's kind of settled down. What's going about this? AVIR. I mean, what's good about this, man? What did I think about Airy? Let me see here. Okay, Airy. If you remember, Airy had a very impressive couple weeks ago. Let me see here. I think Airy had a really. Was it late? Yeah, I think it was this when we looked at Airy, the aircraft parts company. It's pretty much given it back since then. I'm not impressed with the stock overall. Small company, it just, overall, again, the trend is just not in your favor. When I look for changes in trend, I prefer gradual changes, and I'm not really a fan of kind of this kind of stuff where the stock's been very bearish and all of a sudden, something drops and all of a sudden, oh, look at that. But that typically never holds. What's going on, Miss Petaway? How are you? Hey, flipping stocks. Cool was a disaster for a lot of people, man. Cool was a disaster for a lot of people. If you guys didn't follow, Cool was this stock, man, was a disaster for a lot of people. This looks exactly like what this looks like a couple charts from last week. A couple charts from last week that we can give off. I think it looks kind of like CNET. It looks a little bit like, what's that other one that ran last week that the stock looks a little bit like? Let me see if I can find that ticker from last week. Because I saved these lists. There was a ticker that ran last week. Another biotech kind of play that looks exactly like this. It ran super hard, and then you get the wicks. The wicks, that lets you know right there, boom, it's time to sell. It's time to short. When you see the double wicks, I'm probably not saying it the right way, but those of you guys who read, what's his name, Thomas Bukowski, I'm probably not saying his name right. The guy who owns who wrote the book Encyclopedia of Encyclopedia of Day Trading Patterns, something like that. What was the name of his book? Thomas Bukowski. Let me see here. He owns the patternsite.com, which is a free site. And by the way, really, really informative. Really, really informative. The patternsite.com, which is absolutely free. He wrote the book also, Chart Patterns After the Buy. But he's written a couple other books. But this is one of his patterns as well he talks about. This is one of his patterns he talks about. And by the way, you can, let me give that link to you guys as well. And there's the link right there to his site. It's absolutely free. You can go over and look at his chart patterns he talks about. But his website looks old as hell, but it's absolutely free. But yeah, these little, the white, the wicks right at the top. All right, basically it's burning down. It's time to sell. And that's exactly what happens. When you see the two wicks at the top, and they typically have very long buys. All right, so you got suckers who got in at 480. I mean, can you imagine being the sucker that got in at 480 and watching it literally, damn near cut in half? Damn near cut in half, man. And, Cool, again, is just another one of those stocks that, great news. People get excited. People buy aggressively. But again, I just follow what the stock has done in the past. This is a stock that's had, very aggressive, what Tim Sykes call high spikeability. I say that often in here. High spikeability. And here's again, spike, boom, loses it. Spike, boom, loses it. Spike, loses it. Spike, loses it. Every time. So why, again, I've said this over and over again because a lot of people are just not smart. They will not take 20 seconds to go back and look at what has the stock done when it's done something like this before. Here it is. Here are those wicks again. Here's this one. This was not the same, but you still get those high wicks. Here they are right here. Letting you know that when you get those high wicks at the top, it's time to give it up. Time to give it up. And sure enough, boom, 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 every time. Every time. Every time. Boom. Every time. Boom. There it is again. Again, they look different, but they're pretty much the same. They're pretty much the same. And this is a little bit, let me spread it out a little bit. Let me get it down a little bit to 5 minutes. There you go, so you can break it in. But yeah, there it is. History repeats itself. History repeats itself, man. History repeats itself. All right. So I expect Cool to have another red day tomorrow. You might see the stock, move up higher, but in the morning. But I think overall, 30%, 36% is a lot. And again, I say this a lot here. Good news eventually becomes old news. You know what I'm saying? Good news becomes old news. T-Log again. We talked about that just now, not too long ago. T-Log, very impressive, man. Very very impressive. But again, this is a situation where, if you knew it was coming, then maybe you made some money on it. But other than that, did anybody make money in this today? If you did, let me know. But when the stock, again, spikes up this aggressively, unless you just were right on top of the scan, and you didn't have a chance. I mean, you really don't have a chance at these. Let me see here. Let's see here. So obviously here it goes right here. So by the time it reached its top, all right, well maybe you did here. You reached its top at about 10:42. So you had about a good hour, got a good hour, 10, 12 minutes. So maybe, yeah, I think it's a possibility somebody could have really done some things in here. And obviously you can trade between the lines too as well. So not bad. Looks like, you had somebody dump here some shares and the market, bid that back up. All right, buyer saw it as a discount and got back up there. Really interesting to see how, some buying into the close. Typically when you see a stock up this big on news like this, they tend to sell into the close. So it's really interesting to see buying into the close, even after stock that was up this big. On T-Log, look, I'm impressed by it. I'm impressed by it. But, when we talk about, again, very impressive news, man. I mean, very, very impressive news. Partnerships are always a big deal. Let me see here. Complete a sale to Medverin, NASDAQ, MVIR. Yeah, that's always big news. The company's voluntarily delisted its common stock from the NASDAQ Global Market, deregistered. Okay. I mean, that's big news. I'll be interested to see what happens tomorrow. Be very interesting to see what happens tomorrow, where this has the potential to be a multiple day situation. Here's the thing, though, is that we haven't seen a very strong multiple day run. We haven't seen a very strong multiple day run in a while. I'm talking about in a stock that news dropped, and we thought the news was highly, worthwhile, that it was company changing, right? Balance sheet changing. And it didn't run that way. It didn't run, 2 days in a row. It didn't run 2-3 days in a row. You know what I'm saying? It didn't run 2 days in a row like that. Said that officers are leaving the company. Any red flags? Well, if the officers are leaving, I'm not sticking in here. If the officers are leaving, I'm not sticking around. I'm definitely not sticking around. You say you're gonna paper trade it? Why not? I would do that. I would see what happens tomorrow on the stock. IDXG was a short. Yeah, okay, there it is. Yeah, IDXG was the short today. IDXG was that short today that I missed out on. I was playing Gale. But IDXG was that short today, man. IDXG was that short today. Yeah, that was beautiful, man. That was beautiful. Sure enough, I just got approved. It was actually one of the reasons why I decided to step out and get approved on SureTrader. Because of what's going on. You got a lot of companies out here that are, fat and heavy, man. That are fat and heavy and that need to get slimmed down. Fat and heavy that need to get slimmed down, and IDXG was one of them. 1 for 10 stock split. Nobody's going to be happy about that. Nobody wants to see that, the shares get diluted. So It is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, they did a reverse split. Nobody wants to see stocks get diluted, so they're going to take their money elsewhere. AMD, AMD. I'm watching AMD. I'm watching AMD because it got affected the other day from Citron Research. If you guys follow Twitter or you follow the markets overall, Citron Research. They're the company that comes out and tells you, hey, so-and-so company is too fat. You need to sell, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, they crashed the stock of NVIDIA. I believe that was that Tuesday or Wednesday? I think it was Wednesday. I think it was yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, I want to say it was probably... Was it yesterday or the day before? Because it plays a part in what was going on with AMD. It plays a part in one. Yeah, that was yesterday. Yes, that was yesterday. So at the top of this here, Citron Research released that thing saying, hey, NVIDIA is actually a $90 stock. Yeah, it's overinflated. There's too much hype. The market responded very quickly. I mean, I knew that, I know that the market responds to when very important people say things, but I would never have imagined that a fucking blog could make a stock lose, like NVIDIA, a $58 billion company, scratch off, $2 billion in a matter of like an hour and a half, was wiped off from the company. This was yesterday. Citron Research released that sell recommendation on NVIDIA. All right. It actually affected it 2 days in a row, yesterday and today. But sure enough, the market has recovered and, anxiety has kind of worked its way out. And I'm sure those guys made a killing on that short. That's an absolute killing. I mean, look at that. 118 to 105. That's absolutely insane. 118 to 105. Can you imagine having a couple $1 million and shorting that? So going back to AMD, obviously we know these are sister companies, and if you can go back to the chart on AMD and NVIDIA, in fact, I'm going to add that on to you. I'm going to add that on for you. And then NVDA, they're very, very, very similar companies. They run very, very similarly. And, if one has a good day, typically the other one has a good day. And let's run that. As you can see here, there he goes right there. There it is right there. Absolutely beautiful. Very, very, very similar. That's NVIDIA and that's AMD. Obviously, they don't have the same, they're not priced the same. Okay, they're not priced the same, but I wanted to show you guys this is kind of how similar they run. All right, AMD, NVIDIA. All right, so what happens to one typically does happen to the other. 919, what's going on? You're on the air.
Hey, Sal, it's Bad Scientist.
Hey, Bad Scientist, what's good, man?
Very, very good. Happy 100th episode. That's a big milestone.
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I just wanted to share. You mentioned something about those spikeability type stocks where you get the very large wicks, upper wicks, as they would say, in technical charting. Yeah, so in kind of like contrast to that, I actually look for another signal. So if you have the chart of BAA, I think it's Banro Gold.
Yeah, Banro, the Congolese gold company. Yeah, Banro Gold.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Props to the Congolese.
Yes, Banro Gold. What?
So just a little like technical kind of like positive that I look for when I'm looking for technicals. So you're absolutely right, especially at the top of the chart.
Yeah.
If you get a very high upper candlestick, that's basically saying, okay, the bulls temporarily push the share price up, and then the bulls come back and say no. So if that occurs at the top of the chart, get the hell out of there. And one of the signals you can look for at the top of a chart is called a shooting star. So that one would have a very small body. It wouldn't have a big lower wick. In fact, as if the wick is really small at the bottom, but you get this huge, you get this huge streak of a wick at the top, and if that happens at the top of the chart, then get the hell out. That means it's already exhausted, and clearly the bulls aren't winning that fight. So to combat that, if we go to something like BAA, which is now at 20 cents, and we know possibly, not definitively, but possibly gold might be rebounding, even if it's just a transient or temporary recovery. I look for a signal called, it's a Marubatsu white signal. So you're looking for a green candlestick that doesn't have any wicks at all. And that's in contrast to the signal you're talking about that occurs at the top of a chart. This would occur at the bottom. Well, typically I go for oversold stocks. So BAA, for instance, today is that typical Marubatsu Japanese candlestick. Marubatsu just meaning no hair, bold. So what you want is a green candlestick that's bold. And what that means is basically from the opening to the close, the buyers dominated. And that's the signal that you want to look for, especially if you're looking for, momentum into the next day. You want a signal like that. I've analyzed actually the higher priced stocks, and those ones tend to have less of an upper wick, like you mentioned earlier, because these are more stable stocks. When people buy into it, there's no uncertainty. So nowadays, I'm looking for those type of charts that you have a green candlestick, you don't have any wicks associated with that, which means from opening to close, buyers are dominating and bears have no, they've got no say in that
Now,
day.
Mad Scientist, what time frame would you typically see something like that in? Where would you be able to find that kind of?
That's a good question. What I found is that it's good for the daily chart. With intraday, you may occasionally get that type of, the Marubatsu's signal or, bold green candlestick. But if, I know we trade, if you're doing intraday, the 5 minutes is normally good. But for something like BAA, which I'm watching really, really closely, because it looks like, it was at its 52-week low, and it's only maybe like rebounding right now.
Yeah, beautiful
so
one-day
I look
chart.
for
I
a
mean,
signal.
beautiful daily chart. I mean, you at 20 cents a share. I mean, it's something you can really ride and just see what happens.
It's just that 20 cents. I mean, to get there today, it was like such a powerful resistance. It was just struggling to get there.
Yeah, I could
But
tell.
if it crosses over 20 cents, especially with, like I said, there's no upper wick associated with that. So sometimes you'll get what's called a white Marubatsu closing candlestick, which means that the close has no wick, but maybe the opening has a bit of a lower wick to it. But something like that, that's a solid candlestick, green candlestick, and you can do it the opposite way. If you get especially a solid red candlestick, maybe even at the top of a chart, you know for sure that stock is a short.
Right.
So, that's just my little 5-cent contribution for today. Look for bold signals and or bold candlesticks. You can go to FinViz, and under the option of candlestick, look for Marubatsu white. If you're looking, to make gains, or Marubatsu red, or black, sorry, if you're looking, to short the stock. So, I'd keep a close eye on BAA, and I like these low risk stocks because it's like I think it's hit a multiple bottom at about 16 cents. So really, at the most, you could lose maybe like 25% on that, because that seems to be the lowest it's gone to. And at 20 cents, it's not so much of a risky play because it's already at the bottom.
Interesting. I like that analysis, man. I think BAA too. This is a stock that's been really beat up. I mean, this is really beat up. So here's the chart right now. This is a stock that kind of reached its high in the summer and just hasn't really been able to recover. So a lot of potential here. If this anxiety, in stocks continues, so we'll see what BAA does over the next coming days.
Yeah. Well, thanks a lot, Sal, and once again, congratulations for your 100th episode.
Thank you so much, Bad Scientist. Appreciate it, man.
Take care, man.
All right. So shout out to Bad Scientist, and thank you to him too for all his contributions, man, and him calling up and really breaking some things down over previous shows. So really appreciate Bad Scientist a lot. I know he's got a job and a family, but man, the fact that he even spends a moment with us, I truly appreciate it. And he's an actual scientist. He's an actual scientist. So I really appreciate him, man. I really want you to know that. Thanks a lot. All right. So yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, and that's going to be on the list tonight too. That's going to be on the list tonight. I'll put out the list of stocks. But I just want to see maybe there's some other ones you guys have been looking at. So I want to see EAD. What is that? EAD. Well, Wells Fargo Income Growth. What is that? Is that tradable? It looks like it is. Obviously, it's a trading ticker. I'm not sure what the volume on that is. But I'm looking at, what's going on out here, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot of anxiety right now, man. One of the things I used to measure a lot is the XRT ETF, which is the Spider Retail ETF. I think retail is always a great way to look at where people are putting their money, because if they're not buying at the stores, that means there's a little bit of fear going on in the minds of consumers, right? Obviously, it takes a little bit of time for it to show up, in the marketplace, but these ETFs are great ways to kind of determine what's going on here. And if we spread the chart out just a little bit on a daily chart, 5-minute chart, it's a little bit of hesitation going on here, man. Ever since the 21st, 22nd, here's the ETF that was wasn't doing all overall so well, but ever since December 12th, it's kind of started giving it ways back. Very disappointing to see here. I still think we'll get to 20,000 though. Thank you so much, Coralie. Really appreciate you, Miss Montez. Thank you so much. I'm a big fan of MJNA, and I've been saying that going to MJNA. I'm gonna hit on the ETFs in just again in a second, but going back to MJNA, I saw somebody bring this up in the chat room. I'm a big fan of MJNA, and I've always said that it's got to come down to a time where when we talk about the weed stocks, they stop running as a group, and individual companies that that the market honestly believes have the best potential to succeed in this environment start really differentiating? I'm not saying that the word right, but basically setting themselves apart from the rest. And MJNA is doing that. This morning, the stock broke up really aggressively. The stock, broke out really aggressively in the morning. Caught my eye. I made sure I put that out on Twitter. And again, if you don't have a Twitter account, get a Twitter account. Follow me, Free Stock Pick. Follow me and buy. Oh wow, we got 92 people in here. Go ahead and like this video, please. Thumbs up if you can. I really appreciate that. With that being said, the stock opened up really aggressively and eventually gave it all back. Gave it all back just moments later. And you already had some people who are writing it off and, hit me up on Twitter like, hey, man, you said it was going to break out, man. And, again, just a little bit of patience. Just a little bit of patience. Just a little bit of patience. And MJNA recovered all that. All of that. All of that. Absolutely all of that. And there was a really interesting purchase that was made. What was that? December. Let me see. It's showing as December 28th, which was yesterday. There was a really interesting move that was made yesterday. Let me see here. It was in the morning. I'm going to say 1702. 1720. So they bought it at 1720. That caught my eye, and I also posted that on Twitter. It was a very, very large purchase. Now for the, let me see here if I can, because I love this. I also love this account on Twitter. It's called Scans. SCANZ. And what they do is they basically broadcast big buys that occur on different tickers, and sometimes they're the tickers you're watching. And I'm always interested in what big money is doing, because if big money is willing to be committed, then I'm willing to be long the stock, or I find confidence in being long the stock. And this was a block trade, MJNA, for 349,499 shares at 17.2. That's a lot. That's a lot. And when I see confidence like that, because you got to be confident to put that kind of money in, a stock like MJNA, because, shit can just go wrong and you can literally lose. It's at the end of the day, we're still talking about OTC markets here. I mean, you can wake up, be down 50%. You can wake up and be down 50%. Now, if you do the math, what is that? Like let me see here. I should have probably did it earlier here. What was that? 350,000. Let's see here. Let's just do 350,000 to make it easier. Time 1.7. Yeah, that's a lot of money. $59,500. Random Pen did it exactly. 59,000. That's a lot of money, bro. That's a lot of fucking money. That's a lot of fucking money to put into a company like this. So that in itself is confidence. So that an investor like yourself, who've only got $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, you say, well, shit, man, if somebody's willing to spend $60,000, in MJNA, obviously my little $2,500 is not too bad. I think I'm looking good. I'm thinking I'm looking good, and I honestly think you're sitting pretty. Now, with that being said, though, we are near those election day highs. When we spread the chart out, you guys remember what ran the stock hard earlier, late in the summer, was the fact that we were headed toward election day. We had all these states, Florida, California, Massachusetts, Nevada. It was time for them to decide whether or not they wanted to, come to their senses and stop sending people to jail for something that was made by God. You know what I'm saying? And most of those states approved it. But after that, the stock, then kind of came back down. So you got to be aware of where we're headed to now. Where the levels we are. But now I'm confident that things have changed. The circumstances are a lot different now. And again, I think MJNA is one of those companies that is now, separating itself from the rest. All right. But we've got to know that's out there. All right. Let me take that so you guys can see it. We got to know that's out there. All right. You said go back to 2014. Yeah. Okay. 2014. That's a whole different situation. That's a whole different thing. 2014 for marijuana was ridiculous. That's, Wolf of Weed Street guy and all that was just, if you want to go back to 2014, we can go back to Mine too. You guys remember Mine? Mine was that OTC stock that ran crazy in 2014 as well. You go back to Mine days. That was absolutely ridiculous. This is 0017. This was a $4 stock at one time. All right, so yes, 2014 was an amazing time for these stocks. All right, MINE. That's another, OTC, somewhat marijuana affiliated play. Can't even find the chart's so freaking ugly on it. Let me see here. Let me see hemp, HEMP, OTC markets. Let me see hemp at 3%. All right, so hemp doing its thing. Hemp doing its thing. All right, here's the 5-day, 5-minute chart on hemp. All right, so looks like it did a little bit of a pullback here, and people taking some profits. Looks like it's trying to get back to its winning ways. Not bad for hemp. Not bad for hemp doing its thing. Let's see if it can keep going. Yeah, let's see if it can keep going. A couple other weed plays just off the top of my head. MCOA. This was supposed to be, I've said that this, this is MJNA's little brother. That kind of is a little bit wilder in terms of the way it moves. Marijuana Company of America. So, held again in the green, because when MJNA is green, you can almost be assured that MCOA is probably moving in the same direction. Don't ask me why, it's just the way it is, man. I have no idea why the company does the way it does. Let me see here. Axum Biotechnologies. Axum Biotechnologies. This is that MJNA company that I think they own like 50% of this. It's an $8 stock, not the cheapest out there, but it's got a following. Today was a very, very sleepy day in the stock. 24,000 shares traded. The average is 110. The average is 110, so I'm not sure what's going on with that, but Axum Biotechnology is really sleepy play. Real sleepy play. I believe there is. I don't know if Travi is still in the house. I don't know if you had it or someone else, but do you guys remember of that link or that page that had a marijuana index, and it had literally every marijuana affiliated OTC stock? Does anybody have that? Does anybody have that that link to that page? It basically had every single marijuana affiliated stock trading right now. 510, you got that? Okay, hold on. Let me see. Go ahead. Go ahead and post that. I made you a mod, 510. You've been here long enough anyway. Go ahead and post that link, 510. Yeah, the marijuana index. There you go. MarijuanaIndex.com. There it is. Okay. Good looking out though, Travi. Appreciate it. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. The Marijuana Index. Marijuana Index. And that website right there will basically, give you the link to basically every marijuana, company out there that's trading right now. This stock, and let me bookmark it for myself before I forget. This website will tell you everything you need to know. Everything you need to know. All right. Everything you need to know. All right. Let me see here. Let me see if I still have that. Let me see. I think I still have that article. Let's see here. Not all of them are cheap. Not all of them are cheap, but 50 stocks with the most liquid options. This is still pretty current. 50 stocks with the most liquid options. Here's one of them articles. I just dropped that in the chat room. 50 stocks with the most liquid options. That website's still pretty. That list is still pretty current. Let me see here. I think there's also. I just had the list of liquid ETFs. Most liquid ETFs. Let me see here. The article is pretty old. But ETFs, the thing about ETFs is they can move pretty aggressively too. And their options are pretty cheap as well. Like for oil, my only thing is that sometimes they don't move as aggressively, and they're not sometimes as liquid as the underlying as stocks. So obviously, when it comes, I love trading options when there's a catalyst. There's an earnings or something like that. Because again, you want that high delta, man. You want a large percentage move going on in the underlying that creates that high, implied volatility situation in your call or in the put that you're in. You know what I'm saying? Creating that high delta, especially if you're going, or if you don't have the implied volatility, then you go deep in the money, or and you kind of create it for yourself with that high delta situation with a deep in the money call or put, depending on where that stock is going. So I've been just really digesting all of this, and it's something that I'm starting to do a lot more often. In fact, again, I showed you guys, I just opened up the account at SureTrader. I'm playing with that. But other than that, I still love E-Trade, Interactive Brokers too. But you can't even get, it's almost impossible sometimes now to get borrows on shares sometimes now with IB. All right, yeah, I love deep in the money, man, and again, I want this article. I don't know if it was you that gave it to me, Dave. I think it might have been you. How to make 100% a month trading deep in the money call options. I think you gave it to me. I think it was you who gave it to me. And again, make sure you get that Optionetics DVD. I know you guys. I'm going to close out the show. I know you guys got things to do, but the Optionetics DVD, that's the 9-hour DVD. Go ahead and download that. Another great DVD to watch for training. What else here? And I'm going to put out the list as well. Learning the chart patterns by going to Thomas Bulkowski, his website, the pattern site, which is completely free. It's absolutely completely free. You said you've heard SureTrader's a terrible broker because of the executions. They give you a terrible. That's the thing, Alex. I'm going to try them out, man. It's only $500 to start. My thing is I'm going to look for shorting overbought positions, or stocks that are just kind of fat on the bone and are kind of slowly bleeding away. I want to see what that 6-to-1 margin that they're giving people over there. That 6-to-1 margin. I want to see how that really works. Because when shit starts to hit the fan, I want to see if they're going to pay that shit out. ANY Sphere 3D, 14% gain. Okay. All right. So overall, okay. I like that. I like that. I like that little, little nice little action that we're in right here in Sphere 3D. You have, a primary trend that was very, very bearish. I wouldn't even call it a primary trend because that's only really a month. So let me spread it out for a year. Oh yeah, so bearish even over the year as well. So if we take 90 days, let's look at what 90 days is. So 90 days, all right, so still pretty ugly, as you can see. December has been really, really ugly. November was sideways. All right, so it's going to be interesting to see what it can do, man. ANY is the ticker, IT services company. It looks like it's still got some proving to do, man. A situation like this, I don't mind being a little late to the party because I don't like being in a situation where I have to, unless it's an OTC situation where it's just, it's not doing anything and it's been pumped crazy. But, a NASDAQ stock, 33 cents a share, it's not really proven itself yet. I don't know where it is in terms of compliance. How many days has it been trading under $1? Obviously, they're going to have to do something sooner or later. So I don't know whether or not they're going to decide to delist. I don't know the financial situation. Obviously, the company's losing money. I'd rather let the stock prove itself to me, and I don't mind being a little late to the party. You know what I'm saying? You have E-Trade Pro, you get 30, yeah. Or you can use TD, man. I think TD gives you the Trade Architect, right? I think TD Ameritrade gives you the Trade Architect for free. Yeah, E-Trade Pro, they pretty much give it to you free. As long as you're pretty active, they'll give it to you. They'll pretty much give it to you. OVAS, I was in OVAS earlier in the year. Get that over here. OVAS, I was in OVAS earlier in the year. What is OVAS doing? This is a life science company. Yeah, it cracked. I was looking for this crack. OVAS, man, this was a $7 stock earlier in the year. Let me show you guys this. OVAS was, what was that? I played this, sometime around here. This was much higher. But it cracked, man. I think I got in at like 7, something like that, and rode it all the way down to the 5s or something like that. But OVAS, sometime around this time around there. But it's a life sciences company, and it's never been able to prove anything. It's about time the company just goes caboose. Biotech stocks are great shorts. It's just that they do such a good job of putting people out there, and the stock's running now all of a sudden after being beat up crazy. But I just don't trust them. They're great shorts because most of them will fail. 541, you're on the air. What's up?
What's going on, Sal? This is Ryan Gets It right here.
Hey, Ryan Gets It. What's up, man?
Ain't too much, man. I want to let you guys know, me as a trader, I do proper risk management. That's how I make my money. That's how I retired early. And today, I decided to do it, and I bought the ANY calls, ANY, and I took the option of, I bought 30 contracts.
Oh, ANY,
which are like
the Spear 3D company? That one has options?
Yeah, ANY. Yes. I bought options, and they're 10 cents, and I bought 30 contracts, and I spent $300 and some change on the contracts. And, yeah, we're going for it, Sal. And if they reach the price, if the stock gets to about $3.05, it's about $6,000, sir.
Oh, no, I believe it. I'm looking at the option right now, January 20th, $3 option. Do you think it's going to hit $3 by January 20th? You're less than a month away.
Hey, man, proper risk management, man. When you can go spend $300 on some shoes, and we can be touring a week, I'm going to spend $300 on this stock, and I can give me $6,000, and I can go buy me any kind of shoes I want.
Right.
And hey, man, congratulations on episode 100, man.
Thank you,
Just want
man.
to tell you about that. Shout out to Bat Scientist, man.
Yeah.
I talked to Bat Scientist on Twitter earlier this morning, and I got in early at the low on T-Log. Got out not early, but I held on for a few minutes. Made a $2,000 profit today because of that. Appreciate that, my man. We drinking Douce for Bats tonight.
There it
all
is.
day. Do saves all the way. Cheers for you, Dax.
Yes, indeed, man. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for
But
the
yeah,
call, Ryan
man.
Gibson.
Yeah, guys. ANY. I choose the options. Wish me luck. Let's do it. Let's make this money.
There you go. There it is, man. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for the call. Ryan gets it. You know, man, I mean, it's at 33 cents right now. He needs to get to $3 within the next January 20th. Man, he's got what, 22 days, 21 days? That doesn't even include weekends, right? Because, I mean, you got to do business days, you know? And then you got Martin Luther King Day in your way. You know, you got a holiday breaking that up. You got to go at least 800%. Yeah, that's about 800%. You need about 800% in maybe like 19 business days. I think from now until January 20th, I think you have not more than maybe 20, maybe 20, 22 business days, if that. If that. So that would require, you know, a big move. So that would have to be something real big drops, man. That would have something real big has to drop. Real big. I'm talking like IT services. What is that? IT services company. That means that's like, imagine, let me think of a big IT company like fucking Novell or IBM or Cisco coming out and say, yeah, we're going to buy Spear 3D. They've got some patent that we love and we're going to buy that. Then, yeah, that probably could do it. That probably could do it. We're going to buy the company for $4, you know, $6. Then there it is, man. You're in the money, and you're in the money huge. So if he thinks of a possible buyout, that's the only way I can see that happening. I don't see the ticker just simply going there on its own. So if he thinks a buyout is possible within the next month, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, man. Big plays. Yeah, that's true. Craig G said we pass cars. Yeah, Craig G's talking about buying planes, man. G6s. That's what Craig G is on. Craig G is on that. Yeah, time decay too. Yeah, that's actually true. He's got time decay working a little bit against him. All right. Oakland in the house is talking about all this booty, B-O-T-Y, Lingerie Fighting Championship. Yeah, look, a very impressive day in Lingerie Fighting Championship. But, you know, again, this is one of those stocks, too, that every time it runs higher, you know, it shits on you, man. And I think a lot of people have a really sore, you know, mouth from what it did, you know, early in the month, man. You know, you had a lot of people into this thing. The stock went from 0030, well, actually lower than that, 00, yeah, pretty much, yeah, 0030, to a gain of about, you know, a penny. And what is that? I just want to do the math on that because that was an incredible return. Let me see here, 0001, let's say 0110. What was the return on that? Yeah, 266% return in 3 days. Yeah, in about 3 days, you gained about 266% on your money. You know, look, and that's why we play pennies and options. You still want to play the pennies because they still run, you know, ridiculous. You know, they still run ridiculous when you can get moves like that now. You know, and it's crazy because they're not as rare as people try to make them out to be. They do happen quite a bit. Yeah, booty everywhere. 100% last time, up 50%. Okay, we'll see, man. We'll see what happens with Lingerie Fighting Championship. Yeah, we'll definitely see, man. We'll definitely see. So let me get up out of here, guys. I'm going to get up out of here. Let me drop the list some of the things that we talked about today. Some of the things we talked about. Definitely not all the interesting stocks that are out there. Definitely not all the interesting stocks that are out there. Let me go ahead and put that list out here one moment. Let me see, get that together. And obviously, you guys got your own things you like to trade. These are just basically ideas for you to also look at as possible opportunities for you to trade. And also a few. Let me see here. And also, we got to look at gold. I think tomorrow, I want to bring up gold. Thank you so much to Cham G. I want to bring up gold a little bit. We'll see, man. You know, because I'm kind of iffy on the Friday show because we're going into New Year's. I got to get shit set up too, because I'm trying to do something, have some people over and some shit like that. So we'll see what happens with that. Can't guarantee you guys tomorrow, but I'm going to try to hold in there. But man, 100 episodes, guys. I'm so grateful to you guys, man, because I didn't even really think people were into this shit as much as I was. You know, I've been on YouTube now almost 5 years now, talking about penny stocks. I didn't even really think people were into it like I was. It's something I've been addicted to for a long time. It's something that has made me cry, made me laugh, made me a lot of money, made me lose money. But I'm just so grateful because I'm so passionate about this and I love it, man. I absolutely love this so fucking much. So I'm glad that I found a group of people who love it as much as I do. So I want to give you guys really, a clap, because it's all about what, you guys, man. Y'all make the show. You know what I'm saying? You guys make the show. So I'm grateful for you. We're only getting bigger. I can only imagine what a year from now, 2 years from now, what this show looks like. Hopefully 1,000 people. I'm thinking that this could be, what's his name? Alex Jones? Alex Jones and, those guys having a desk and, an office and shit like that. Maybe that, it could end up being like that. Who knows? We'll see. I'm just taking it a day at a time, man. I'm just taking it a day at a time. Trading like, who knows? Yes, thank you. Appreciate that, Londell. So shout out to all the people, all the new people. Thank you for joining me. All the old people, man. All the people who are watching me from the beginning, man. Shout you guys know who you are, man. I can't say enough about y'all, man. Really. I hate to sound like I'm beating a broken drum here or whatever the phrase is, but I'm just so grateful to you guys, man. I really am. Thank you so much, Spartan Financial. So appreciate it. Oakland in the house. Spartan Financial, Michael B, Cali Girl, Chevy Nova, Jamal Lewis. Who else we have in here? Q de Mayo, Juan Porteril, Mag 3690, 510, Flippin' Stocks. Who else? Miss Petaway. Thank you again, Miss Petaway. Bruce Cole. Bruce, I know I still owe you that video. bro. I'm going to fix it and post it up. More peace. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate that. Travi posted up the Discord room. Join us in the Discord room. The Discord room is a place you can come during the day, chat it up with people. You know what I'm saying? Alex, who else is in here? 99% Trade. Thank you so much. Who else is in here? Justin Matthews, Dwayne Duvall, Three Hooks, Londell Carter. Who else is in here? Cinco Hernandez. What's up, Cinco Hernandez? It's been a minute. I think I see you. 1970L. What's going on? Of course, it's a Big Shaq 15. Yes, sir. Dave Thomas. Who else is in here? I'm going all the way up. Bat Scientist. Thank you. Ryan gets it, of course. Thank you guys so much. All the callers, man. The beautiful Miss Montez. Thank you. Sinclair, man. Sinclair, that's my nigga, dude. What's going on, Sinclair, man? Appreciate it, man. Astro Consciousness, what's good, man? Yes, indeed. AJ Bang, thank you so much. Bitcoin Alerts, what's going on? We have to talk about altcoin to the next step for penny stock traders. Bitcoin. I don't know if they're going to put that much money into Bitcoin. I think they'd rather trade Bitcoin stocks, but we'll see. I mean, I'll hear what you have to say. What's going on, Connor? That's Connor posting up the thing again. QL, thank you so much, man. Appreciate that, QL. Connie Harrell, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Speaker Knocker, thanks a lot, man. You've been around for a minute, too. Appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. So I'm going to get out of here, guys. I'm going to get out of here. Let me, I didn't even really write down the stocks that much. I know we talked about quite a few. But I really just kind of wanted to spend the day today thanking you guys, man. Thanking you guys and appreciating, you know, what you guys bring to the show. And we're just growing, man. We're just growing, and I'm just so happy for where things are going. Please, again, like the show if you can. Thumbs up. Check out Tim Sykes DVDs. Hey, I will always be grateful for that guy. I told you guys that's how I started out. If you want to learn how to trade pennies, options, go into the Discord room. You can get a whole bunch of stuff on options. But if you want to just learn pennies, the scams, how they work, how they don't work, definitely check out Tim Sykes on my link. If you want to donate to the show too, man. I appreciate the donation. I mean, you know, look up your boy. But follow me on Twitter. Shout out to that. Appreciate that, guys. Thank you so much. All right. Yes, very prosperous 2017. All right. I get off the show, but I'm still here sitting looking at charts all night. So I don't go to sleep right after this. I end up looking at some damn charts. You guys know how it is. I mean, you know, if you love it as much as I do, you're going to end up looking at charts 2, 3 in the morning, you know, making sure you're ready for the trading day. You know, so this show, you know, never gets in my way. I still, you know, continue to do the research I love to do and still wake up early and prepare myself for the day, man. Yes, indeed. Yeah, you guys know how it is, man. You know, you start looking at charts, you start reading stuff, and next thing you know, you delve it down from maybe 3 or 4 stocks you're looking into to maybe that 1 or 2 that you're going to make a move on. And you just kind of plan your attack. Go through your guidelines. For me, you know, depending on what I want to do, if I'm going to be shorting that day or if I'm looking to buy some options, I try to figure out where, you know, to position myself, what call that I want. You know, not necessarily putting an order in before the market opens, because I feel like for options, that's kind of risky. So I just try to figure out how deep in the money do I want to be that are going to give me the results, you know, that I want. So I'll choose a stock, right? I'll choose like Baba, or right now it's been Amazon. And then Amazon is so, it can be unpredictable too sometimes. So I'll find one call deep in the money and then one put deep in the money. And within the first 10 minutes of the market open, depending on what direction the market is going in, I'll choose whatever that deep in the money call or deep in the money put, wherever the market is going. So if it turns against me, boom, I'm out, but I've made some profit. Because, you know, Amazon has a tendency to run and then change directions if it does change directions. A lot of times it doesn't. So I'm still refining the method. In fact, there's a really good book. Let me see. There's a really good book. And again, if you don't, get yourself a little $20, $30. I think you get them like at Walmart. I think on eBay you can get them for like $49.99. Just a little, gosh, what's the call for? What's the word? I want to call them Samsung tablets, but just tablets. I think you just call them tablets, right? Just a little $50 tablet, and just download the PDFs and you can translate. Just put them on there and read them. Get yourself an ebook reader or something like that, and you can read all. And there's a really good book. And let me see here. It's in one of the. Let me see. What was it called? Choosing a trading system that works. I think that's literally what it's called. Choosing a trading system that works. Let me pull up the article. I don't know if you guys can see this. You probably can't see it. Can you see it? No, it's not in there. Okay, let me see if I can. I don't know if I can pull it with that. Let me see here. Can I? Let me see. I probably would have to. Let me see if I could do this. One moment. Because I just want you guys to see screen capture. Let me see if you guys can see that screen real quick. Choosing a system that works. And this article comes from, what torrent is this in? I think this is the Stock Market Books torrent. This comes out the Stock Market Books torrent. Let me see here. Stocks. Let me see. I can show you guys what torrent this comes in and give that to you guys in the chat room. See, there I go again. When I start talking about it, stocks again. See, I can go on and on and on. I swear to God, I'm not gonna make this a 10-hour show. Let me see here. I'm trying to find the exact one that I found. This one, choosing a trading system that works, and he talks about choosing a trading system and really how to find how it really works for you. It's a little bit in futures. He dips into it, but talks about how to really develop your trading system. Back testing and things like that. But these little articles, because it's not all books, there's also articles, like little articles like this that people have made. Technical analysis using Bollinger Bands and RSI. If you notice, that's kind of what I use. Bollinger Bands and RSI. So I've been reading this article and playing with that too as well. There are little articles that are all included in this thing, and because these things can change your life, man. Something you read, something you watch. I don't believe that you can learn too much or know too much when it comes to about finance, man. I don't believe that bullshit. Finance is one of the options where you can never have too much information. You can never have too much information. If you do something with your hands, maybe you can say, hey, I'm learning too many methods, or like if you're a jeweler or some shit like that. But when it comes to finance and trading, I think you can never know too much about what you're doing and how to do it. Again, just give me just a second to find that exact torrent. I'm going to find it here in one moment. Stock Market Traders ebook collection. Somebody's calling me. Hello, who am I speaking with?
So,
All right, so I don't know who that saying hello, and I heard something toward the end, but let me see here. Got no time for trolls right now, buddy. Got no time for trolls. Let me see. Let's see here. God, let me see. I'm trying to find it. Got no time for trolls. We on the money now, baby. Got no time for trolls. Laser focused. Let me see. Options made simple. Again, just forgive me, people. Forgive me for this. I know y'all gotta go. Y'all got things to do. God damn. Trading. Let me see here. Oh yeah, man. You know how people are lame, dude. People will keep calling up. Bunch of trolls, dude. Trolls. Trolls. Trading through. God damn, what was that? Forex trading collection. The part-time trader, day trading videos. Jeremy Luke, swing trading seminar. Trading and investing. Okay, here it is. Here it is. There it is. This is it right here. Boom. And it's got the list right on it. Some of you, I don't think you guys have this. If you do have it, I don't remember giving away, but shout out to the people. So there it is right there. That's the torrent right there. Now this one has books in it, but it also has a lot of good articles. Taking off a lot of, when you go to college, or you've ever been on a college website, you try to get to those articles and you got to have like a username and password or be signed up to the damn database. And the database is like $99.99 for like, 15 days or some shit like that. So the information in this is a little bit up there. It's a little bit up there. So you already must be somebody who probably has traded a little bit. Even if you haven't, download it anyway and just set it to the side. But it's definitely a lot more intuitive. And again, you're not going to get through all these books in one day, but you should be reading at least a book, every 2 weeks or a book a week, however fast you read. All right, because I'm doing this for the future. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing this so that my 50-year-old self can look back and say, thank you for not putting yourself in a position of having to wait for a paycheck, but putting yourself in a position to make some money. I'm grateful. So that, 30 years from now, 40 years from now, I'm not, working at Walmart as a greeter. You know what I'm saying? Or Amazon Go as a greeter. Because I didn't do what I had to do, which was, make money in the largest wealth transfer that we're ever going to see in our lifetime is going to happen within the next 30 years. This baby boom generation is going to pass down nearly $8 trillion to the next generation. And that's going to happen through the stock market and other various ways. Property, inheritance. Either you're going to be a part of that, right? Either you're going to be a part of that, or you're going to be, focused on making your boss or your company happy, who doesn't give a fuck about you, right? That will literally find an excuse to give you when you want a raise or when you want a better opportunity on the job. Fuck them, bro. Fuck all of them. It's so funny because I had a boss who I used to work with. He's like, hey, man, he got through to my sister because my sister still lives in the area. He's like, hey, tell your brother I saw him on YouTube. Tell him to call me. I'm like, motherfucker, call you for what? You the same bitch ass nigga that every time I wanted to take a day off to, get my driver's license renewed or pay my rent. Hey man, I got nobody to replace you, man. You got to come in. If you don't come in, I'm going to write you up. And now you want me to call you to give you tips on how to make your life better? Fuck you, nigga. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean to be disrespectful. I don't mean to be disrespectful. I'm trying to cut back on the language. I'm sorry, but that just hit a spot for me because I tried so much, and I keep saying it because I'm just living in my truth. I tried so much. I went to the military, got my GI Bill, went to college, got my degree, and nothing fucking happened. Nothing fucking happened. Stayed out of trouble, did all that shit. Got the grades, did all that shit. Went to the interviews, saved thousands of dollars, went to New York City, lived on a couch, knocked on doors, read books that tell you, hey man, sleep in the front of the door till you get, the vice president to come and see. You know what the vice president said? He'll call security. Sir, if you don't leave right now, we're going to call security. I'm going to call NYPD on you. I'm like, what the fuck, man? I just want an opportunity. I just want an opportunity to show you what I can do. Sir, we're going to call NYPD if you do not leave the premises. Damn. I done wasted my fucking time, dude. $5,000 down in the drain, gone. I'm flying home on a Delta flight in coach, crying my eyes out because I got to go back home to live with my mom in the basement. You know what I'm saying? Looking at books I had in middle school, high school, thinking like, how the fuck did I end up here? I did everything right. I did everything right. You know? So you know what I said? You know what? Y'all ain't gonna give me no opportunity. I'm gonna create my own fucking opportunity. Fuck all y'all motherfuckers, man. I grabbed a camera and just started fucking recording, man. Learned about Tim Sykes, and then I was like, fuck, I'm gonna do this myself. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't gonna give a nigga a chance? Forget it. I'm gonna have y'all begging to me. They gonna come to me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. So I'm just putting in my effort, you know what I'm saying? Taking it slowly but surely. Learning, getting better every day. Definitely getting better every day. Get better every day. And but more importantly, just learning, man. Just learning. That's what it's about. Getting off this, you know, sometimes I still feed into it, but I really want to get off this promoting shit. I know I keep going back and forth on it. But, you know, I just, you know, my heart tells me they trying to, you know, that's exactly what they want a nigga to do that, blow up, and then, you know, come down with the hammer. You know what I'm saying? Come down with the hammer. But there's another way where I can go, where I can teach myself and learn from all of you guys and how things are being done and do it the right way, you know, and put myself in a position where they can't do anything. You know what I'm saying? So I know that's the way to really go. Because at the end of the day, I love my freedom. You know what I'm saying? I love my freedom. You know? We know what the possibilities can happen if it doesn't go the other way, you know? Yeah, man. Look, man. You know, it's true for everybody, man. You know, when you're not getting opportunities, people don't want to give you, you know, I'm going to interviews and people are saying, well, you know, unfortunately, you didn't graduate from a top 100 university. And I'm like, motherfucker, I got a 3.4 GPA. What are you talking about, man? I finished. How many brothers is walking up in here with a good GPA, no criminal record? You know what I'm saying? I'm coming up the elevator. I'm the only brother in here. All I'm asking you, like, how about this? Don't even pay me. Just see what I can do. You know? It's crazy, man. And and the people say, well, you have a chip. You kind of have a chip on your. Yeah, I have a chip on my shoulder, dude. Yeah, I have a chip on my shoulder, dude. Because real talk, I was just about to go to school and do some like AC heating and cooling bullshit. You know, I've always been entrepreneur minded, so I was gonna get my AC heating and cooling, buy myself a truck, get certified, build up a business. You know what I mean? 1 truck, 2 truck, 3 trucks. You know what I'm saying? And then keep it moving. Blue collar millionaire. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, coming out of high school, what everybody in high school is talking about. Go to college. Where are you going to college, man? Hey, you taking the SATs yet? What'd you get on your SATs, man? What'd you get on your ACTs, man? Hey, what school you going to? And then you got that motherfucker who's always, you know, hey, man, I just got into Michigan State, man. Hey, yeah, man, I just got into Western. Oh, I just got into Central. Oh, hey, man, I just got into Eastern Michigan. And you just stand around like, man, oh, man, you know what? Shit, you know. All right, okay, I'm going to start applying to places. You know, and then, you know, realize your GPA ain't really what it's supposed to be coming out of high school. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm trying to bounce up out of here. Let me get into this Navy real quick. Just because I wanted to get up out of town, just get up out of Dodge, have some fun, you know, came back. I was like, oh, GI Bill. Okay, pay for everything. All right, went back to school. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how it is, man. You know? So we'll see what it is. That's just life, though, man. That's just life, you know? That's just life. But at the end of the day, you know, you do kind of create your future. You know, I do believe that your future is created, but at the same time, there are things that happen that sometimes that are beyond your control, and you have to kind of work around, you know, those situations. You know, but I'm going to continue to stick with this. I have stuck with this. You know, I'm not going to, you know, delve into any other type of shit that, you know, people come at you with all kind of. Please stay laser focused on whatever it is you're pursuing. If it's real estate or if it's finance, whatever it is, or if it's all intertwined some way. Stay focused, man. Don't let these, you know, attention vultures. That's basically what they are. They come and say, "Hey, man, I got a great opportunity for you with this online software company, and we need people to, you know, hey, man, I got this training," or, you know, because that's when shit starts happening out of nowhere, dude. I started pushing this shit real hard. Then all of a sudden, some people start coming at me, "Hey, man, you know, so and so is hiring. I heard it starts at $60K a year, man. All you need is a bachelor's degree. That's all you got. That's all you got to need. $60K a year, man. Full benefits, everything." And you know, you start thinking like, "Oh man, you know, I can, instead of hustling 24/7, I can just go, you know, get a check. You know what I'm saying? Just to, you know, trade hours for dollars." That's a losing proposition. That's a losing proposition. I mean, if you're doing it now, I don't have anything against you, because, you know, you're doing what you have to do, get your money to build up your account. But once you get to a position where you can, you know, get up off that, please do it. Please do it. Obviously, you got to save up enough money, and if you got kids, that's a whole different dilemma. You know. But if you ain't got shit, you living with your mom, you know what I'm saying? You ain't making no money where you are, dude. Just fucking hustle, man. Quit. If you making $10 an hour, you living with family. They don't give a crap if you pay rent or not. You're not paying no light bill. You're not paying, dude. Take all your money and start trading, man. Or just start studying the trade like you're going to work for, you know, Morgan Stanley tomorrow. Just start going hard learning this shit. You got nothing to lose, dude. You got nothing to lose. If I can go back in time, dude, I would, you know, either my AC heating and cooling thing, or I would just, if I could be 16 again, I would get some of these torrents that we're downloading here. I would just go ham all summer, dude. All summer, hard. Can you imagine where you would be at the time you graduate from high school, or by the time you were like 21? You know, these kids today, they fucking around. You know, they fucking around doing challenges and all kind of bullshit. Dude, I would just go so hard. I would just go so hard with this shit. You said you can drive an Uber, oh yeah. If you live in one of those cities, where you can get it like that, then sure. You know, sure, you can drive an Uber and be a position trader. You know, if you're a position trader or a swing trader, you can fucking drive an Uber. Fuck that. He says Sykes making even more money. Yeah, that's the goal. I mean, the goal is to be as good as Sykes and many of the people he trains on his top market list. Yeah, you know, but Tim Sykes has been trading since 1998, and I don't even know if I knew what a stock was in 1998. So he's got a lot of experience. So I don't think Tim Sykes trade options. I don't think he trades options. Yeah, he's cold with it, man. You know, a lot of people say, well, he makes his money on trading, on teaching now, but I mean, they say it like he wasn't making money trading. I mean, he was making money trading. Dude was killing it, man. He was killing it. He don't need to prove nothing to anybody now. Yeah, man. Oh, that's crazy, man. Crazy. I remember my first ever stock. I bought a company called Revlon. This was in like 2003. and I bought it through what was called the DRIP program. It's where you like fill out a form and then you send in like cash every month or something like that. And I did it for like 2 months, and then and I never, I kind of forgot about it. So I still have that account with like Scottrade. I've just never touched it. I think it's got like, it's split a couple times, and I think it's got like a couple $100 in there or some shit like that. High school degree, made your first 19. Yeah, he makes his money both ways. Yeah, he's making more though with teaching. He wasn't teaching. Oh yeah, he would have a lot more money in trading. Oh yeah, I believe it. And here's the thing though, Alex, is that Tim Sykes is going to make a ton more money with that stocks to trade software he's creating. That stocks to trade software, a lot of people think he's just, oh yeah, here's a software for my members, like join up. No, he is creating that software to eventually sell to somebody like, TD or E-Trade or some big company that's going to say, hey, we'll take this software and implement it into our brokerage. You know what I'm saying? That software is to, and that's going to be if there's one thing that's going to like, all right, guys, I've really appreciated doing this. Sayonara. It's going to be that stocks to trade. That stocks to trade. If he can get somebody to buy that off, 20 million, 30 million, 50 million, it's a wrap. Ain't gonna be no profitly, beer. Ain't gonna be no profitly. You know what I'm saying? He's gone. That shit is over. You know what I'm saying? That shit is done. You know what I'm saying? He's set. Well, why would he need to do it? He'd have all the money he needs. He ain't gonna do no that fucking profitly, man. It's a wrap. He just live off the interests. He just live off the interest, dude. So he's very smart, man. Very smart dude, and I've been fortunate to see how he's grown from some of those DVDs into now. Going from doing that crap on CNBC to having that Tim Taxes DVD with that guy. Have you seen that Tim Tactics DVD where he's trying to teach this kid who's like obviously not listening to him? He's not listening at all. He's like, zoned out somewhere into what he's doing now. It's crazy, man. Yeah, it's real crazy. Yeah, LK Rod, you've been here for a minute, man. You've been here for a minute. Yeah. So I hope you guys downloaded that torrent. It's got a lot of little great articles in it. A lot of little few doc files and shit like that, little PDFs. A lot of little stuff from magazines and shit that's been cut out, and a couple books in there too. Some of them are pretty old, you can skip over, but for the most part, there's some pretty good stuff in there. That Larry Williams book, How to Trade Better, is pretty good too. It's got a couple tips in there. But it's just all little things that you can do to take little things from here and there and make them all yours. And I'm still doing that myself. I'm still perfecting my Elma Sudds system. My Elma Sudds system. You guys know about my Elma Sudds system. So I'm still perfecting that. If you don't know it, you can review my my video on it. You can review my video on my Elma Sudds system. All right, where I'm looking for certain catalysts, and that's pretty much for shorting. Yeah, thank you, Nikhil. Appreciate it, man. We'll definitely see you guys into the next year. Be safe with your family and your friends. Because they're going to have a lot of crazy people out on the roads, man. People who don't care to see 2017 out there. So be very careful. If you're going in a public space, keep your eyes peeled, man. You got to have some crazy people out here. You know what I'm saying? I went to church for Christmas, and all the ushers were holding, dude. All the ushers were holding, dude. They're like, yeah, we're not sure. I'm like, did you guys hear a rumor or something like that? And they're like, nah, man, we just, with the whole, what's his name, the guy in Carolina or whatever. A lot of churches are afraid of copycats. So the ushers were loaded. The dude had a 45. I'm like, what the hell? This is a church, man. But you could see that big old bulge on all four of them, dude. All four of them was holding. Locked and loaded. So yeah, just be aware of your surroundings. There's a crazy world out here today. But I'll see you guys back here. I think the market opens up again on Tuesday. The market opens up again on Tuesday. So tomorrow is your last day to trade for a while. So you're going to see a lot of action tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a very aggressive day. A very, very aggressive day tomorrow. So you're going to see a lot of people make some moves that they otherwise would never make. Just fuck it. I got 4 days. I'm not going to be able to trade. Let me see what this can do. So I think we're going to see some surprises tomorrow. We're going to see some real crazy moves. Somebody said buy JNUG. Let me see real quick. I just want to see what JNUG looks like. JNUG, what is that? Oh, okay. All right. No wonder you kept preaching JNUG. No wonder you kept preaching JNUG. Yeah, that's a very good looking chart there, sir, for 3 days. God damn, dude. You're up $2 in 2 days, bro? Shit. That's what's up, man. Let me give you a bomb for that one, homie. Damn. That's the truth. And then that's pretty liquid too. That's pretty liquid. Shit. And this is one of those stocks that was beat up too, man. Here's the chart. This shit was beat up. This was this summer. This was a $30 play this summer, man. This was a $30 play this summer, man. This stock was beat the hell up. Yeah. Yes, indeed, man. What do the leaps look like for this, man? I don't know if it's going to go up as fast as it came down because, stocks come down faster than they go up. That's why I like shorting so much. Because stocks move down faster than they go up. And, for an example of that, you can look at, practically every stock, like Gale. Look at a situation like Gale. Stocks come down way faster than they come up. But JNUG, again, the possibilities are up there, man. The possibilities are up there. Let me put up that 5-day chart again. Yeah, this could be the beginning of something, man. This could be the beginning of something. This could be the beginning of something. Yeah, just continue to watch the it's an ETF. It's an ETF. It's an ETF. But you can buy it like a stock though, man. You can buy it like a stock though. You can play it like a stock. I mean, you can buy it. Yeah, it's not a company, but you can buy into it. Oh, okay, Sheila. I got you, Sheila. Yeah. Very liquid. Very liquid. Look at that. 69 million shares traded. Very liquid, sir. Yes, indeed. Very, very liquid. All right, let me get out of here because I can stay on here for like 7 hours, man. Y'all know we've done it before. Y'all know we've done it before. We have done it before. So let me get up out of here. Again, thank you guys so much, man, for joining me. I'm so grateful. Here's to 100 more episodes, 1,000 more, God willing. But we're gonna get better every single day. I know I've hopefully touched you guys in any kind of way and made you guys feel that you can do this. As you guys have made me feel that I can do this, and more importantly, I can be better at what I do and how I trade. So I almost feel like this is a little bit to make amends for the promoting thing. A little bit to kind of make amends for the promoting, videos, where some people did lose money. Some people did lose money. So this is almost like a way to kind of get back that good karma. And I think I've done a good job of that. So I appreciate that. Yes, indeed. I'm about to get off. Mr. Lloyd says he's about to get off. Y'all know damn well Mr. Lloyd ain't on no damn welfare, was never on welfare. Mr. Lloyd was upper middle class, but I'm excited to see what Mr. Lloyd 2017 looks like, Mr. Lloyd. I'm really excited to see what 2017 looks like for you. For, all of you guys in here, especially Connor. I know Connor's going to turn it up for 2017. I already know. He's already talked about, man, I'm going ham for 2017, dude. Like, I'm going hard. I'm like, dude, I won't be surprised, dude. I won't be surprised. I think the Discord room is going to look a lot wealthier. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be richer in 2017. That's, believe it or not. I don't care what anybody. I'm definitely going to be a lot more prosperous. I'm claiming it right now. 2017 will be wealthy. Will be full of abundance for you, for me. More, not just to enjoy the luxuries, but more importantly, to be able to do things for the people you love, man. To be able to do things for the people you love, so the people around you can their anxieties can be, can wither down. You know what I'm saying? The people who around you that are, can't get the light bill paid or can't, get their housing situation straight. You can walk to them and say, you know what, man? All right, look, you about to be evicted? Here you go, man. Here's $700, man. Take care of that, all right? You about to be late on your rent? Here, hey, man, here's $200. Cover that bill. You know what I'm saying? That light bill's past due? I got you, homie. I got you. You know what I'm saying? It's not even really, to go into a 5-star hotel. It's for the people around you, man, that were there for you when you didn't have shit, or just gave you their friendship. So now you can turn around and be a blessing to them. Seriously, man. I know you got somebody in here who's got a parent that's worked 2 jobs. I know somebody in here who's got a parent that doesn't own their own home, that's been dreaming about owning a home. I need some of you guys right now to claim 2017. You're going to do something amazing for somebody you love. I mean, you're going to buy them a car. You're going to take them on a trip somewhere. Let the first thing you do be for somebody that you love, man. That's what it was for me, man. I had to do something for somebody I love, because that's when it feels good to you, when you do something like that. Yes, indeed. I know y'all feeling me, man. It's not about buying nice clothes or anything like that. Because one thing I've noticed too, man, that shit, once you start getting your money up, dude, you ain't even trying to buy that bullshit. You go to the mall and like, yeah, I can buy that, but I ain't really feeling it, man. Like, hey, man, dude, why don't you, you making all this money, why don't you buy this? Why, man? For what? Yeah, I can buy it, but so what? Man, you should be balling in a 2016 Lexus. Why you got a 2014? Well, what? Why? The 2014 rolls just as hard, dude. I'm good, homie. For what? Like, So I don't know. It's a different. You just realize you don't need that shit, and that's why wealthy people, they live on very little, but poor people are always trying to, impress people. You know what I'm saying? Always trying to go hard. I remember I did an episode a couple of weeks ago when I went to the strip club. And it's so funny because I went to the strip club and I didn't even dress up or anything. And, I'm throwing a couple dollars. I mean, I brought like $400 or some shit like that. And this guy's next to me and he's just throwing up racks. You know what I'm saying? And then, he's hitting me on my shoulder like, hey, man, you running out of money, huh, bro? You ain't got it like me. And I'm just like, if this dude know, man, I got about $220,000 in the bank across the street, but he don't know that. You know what I'm saying? He don't know that. He don't know that. I'm not a millionaire, but I've done very well, promoting, internet marketing, done pretty well. But he don't know that. So I just damn, man, you got it, homie. You got it. That's you. That's you. It's all good though. It's all good though. Yeah, man. Might as well have been a Friday show. Might as well have been a Friday show, but it is all what it is. It is what it is. Everybody loves about Bitcoin. Bitcoin alerts. It's our next podcast show. More importantly, learn to educate you on Bitcoin. Yeah, definitely, man. So let me get out of here, man. Let me get out of here. I know I've said that like 5 times. I'm going, okay? I'm going. All right? So you guys, please be safe. I'll see you guys here 2017. Damn. Time is going by so fast, dude. I remember 2008, like Obama inauguration. Like, how is it 2017 already, dude? I remember books in school like reading about like 2020 and now like 2020 is like here, dude. Isn't that crazy? 2017? Wasn't it like just 2013? I remember when the Saints won the Super Bowl. How was it 2017 already, dude? Like, I remember being in school and writing like 2001 for the date on a test. Now it's like 2017. I can't believe this shit. Anyway, let me get up out of here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, take care. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye. God bless. Take care.